we go for the win. Make sure you drive the boys.
Sorry, but I'm not in the mood for that. It's all good.
What was this?
I like the bullet. Nani went close. Gets the corner in. It's the other side of the ascendancy here. And what a save that was, and it stayed out. They get the chance to play it in, and Canate slipped. And Brentford have put the game.
He's actually in a way.
Meanwhile,
Football's a humbler.
The community man led the community stadium.
Damn.
Finished, mate.
Damn, son.
Finished.
This
You knew
damn,
that scene was coming back to you, Grizz. You knew it when you done it.
Yeah, of course, man.
Disgrace.
What's a disgrace?
You, man, the way you gave Toby so much shit last time, and you've just done it. You know what I mean? You have to be fair, Grizz, man.
That's life, innit? I'm afraid. Like for me, I'm afraid for me. That's life. Disgrace.
Hypocrites walk among us.
No, stop
Hypocrites
that.
walk among us.
No, stop that. The hypocrite shout. Everything else I'm gonna take, even though I'm very ill, as you lot know. But
how many people left with you? Was it just you or anyone else? Anyone?
no, kind of everyone left, man. Kind of everyone left. It was 92nd minute, man, when I sent you that video, man. 3-1 down, man.
I don't think it was the 92nd. I think you're adding on.
Sounded rocking, man. Sounded like
I think it was 80 something.
Had an injury time.
No. It was
88, 87 maybe.
2 away trips in 3 days caught up with me. Come on, guys, man. You know how it is, man. Actually, I was gonna say you lot know how it is, but I don't know if none of you lot go to the game. So 2 away trips in 3 days.
I can't wait until the big six.
I
can't wait until the big six start doing them watch-alongs. You can't go to no more games. You ain't able to use that shit no more.
Don't let him get away with
What you gonna do then? What you gonna do then, punk? What you gonna
Don't let
do?
him get away with it. I did 2 away trips in like 5 days. What's the issue?
Nah, there's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is 3-1 down, 92nd minute.
You gave up.
Walkout.
Brother, you went to Brentford, bro.
Yes,
That's a train. That's a train thing. It's not even that far, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. The best thing about Brentford, there's a chicken shop. Can I promote something? Turkish. I mean, I don't know, man.
This guy's been talking about this buttermilk chicken. Talking about this buttermilk chicken.
When he
has no reviews on it.
Chicken performance.
Bro, I done a post match here, and like I had hella people cussing me, and I was just sat there talking about buttermilk chicken. Because
you didn't even call it buttermilk, you called it buttercream chicken. I said, what is this guy?
I was shocking. I was shook.
Buttercream chicken.
I just got beat up by Brentford and the man, so I was shook. So I called it buttercream chicken. Shop called Cluck. Go and check it out, man. Forget Brentford, man. Fuck Brentford, man. Go and check out Cluck. Buttercream chicken, 2-piece meal, and it's only like $5.95. These are not tactics, these are facts. I don't want to talk about Liverpool. You want to talk about Liverpool? The floor is yours.
What do you mean you don't want to talk about Liverpool? This is what you're here for. Talk about Liverpool.
I'm here for the therapy. Give me the therapy. Hit it.
Before we get into the therapy and before we get into Liverpool, because that's where we're starting at, even though the Chelsea City game just finished, Thuggery's intro dictates where we start the show at. But first and foremost, let's big up Lewis back in the building. Obviously,
yes,
done
lads.
In the summer. You good, Lewis?
Oh, I'm buzzing, bro.
Yeah,
man. I'm ready.
A good away win. I won't say big away win considering how shit Chelsea have been this season, but definitely a good away win to say the least. But big up Lewis in the building, and obviously his channel link is in the description. Show some love to City Extra people. You know what it is. Steve and Hugh are at the game, so it's only right. Big Lewis steps in to fill their shoes. And as always, Saeed, Grizz, TOBS, MATISSE, Thuggery. Make sure you subscribe to their channels too. All of the links are in the description below. The official channel's there too. This channel's there. Just subscribe, people. Put the notification bell on. I got a lot of people asking me when extras come in. Extras been postponed this week because we couldn't get it into the diary. But next Wednesday, we should be getting another big 6 extra. If you're subscribed with the notifications on, if you're following the socials, we've just hit 6K on Insta. We've hit 10K on Twitter as well. So make sure you're following us over there and keep up to date with when the next shows are coming, people. That's where you keep up to date with it. And big up everyone in the chat. There's 4.5K here already. So show some love to the video. Hit the like button. Get it up to 1,000. Get it up to 2,000. You know what to do already, people. And Grizz, you said you don't want to talk about Liverpool, but we have to start with you. We have to start with your thoughts on Liverpool. Last show, you know, it's not like you bigged up Liverpool, but you was winning games without playing well. This time round, Brentford 3-1, had to leave the stadium. Whether it's a couple of minutes early or 5 minutes early, that's all up for debate. But yeah, talk to us.
Yeah, I regret going. I'm not gonna lie to you. Really regret going. It was a nasty experience from start to end. It was a nasty experience. The last time I sang "You'll Never Walk Alone," I've spoken about, we won 4 games in a row, but I'm afraid we just don't have the capacity to win more than that. I said we don't have the capacity. You know what I mean? It's pretty sick that before the game, I saw the lineup and I knew we're not going to win. And that's not happened to me for a long time outside the top 6 games. So you can always lose a top 6 game against a rival, right? Whether we play Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal. But outside the top 6, I'm always confident, home and away, that we're not going to lose. This is the first time I thought, yo, he's picked and this is a simplistic way of saying it, he's picked a very short team here, you know. These brothers, they're all basketball players, you know. Brentford, they're all 6 foot plus, all of them. Like Rico Henry is probably the only one that left back. Everyone else is a monster. And you just see them, they bullied us from start to finish. Apart from the first 10 minutes, they bullied us all over the pitch. It was boys against men. Jurgen Klopp got tactically outdone. It was one of the worst performances from Jurgen Klopp. It was a pure howler. Selection, tactics, not ready for it. How did he expect to go to Brentford and play like, or set up the way we had Ox, Tsimikas, Elliott up against big men? You know, it's one of those ones you just have to take on the chin, and it's a wild season, and the wild season continues for a lot of us. But yeah, man, far away.
Jurgen Klopp, Chris. Let's talk about him first and foremost, because surely some of the blame and some of the heat has to go on him. And I know he's done some great things for Liverpool, but he has spent money in the last 12 months, and you've gone backwards a hell of a lot. Is it a case of more time is needed, more money is needed? I know FSG is talked about a lot, but how do you look at Klopp right now in the situation you lot find yourselves in?
Guys, exactly what I said to you guys a few weeks ago when the first, you know, when we can't remember who we lost to, Nottingham Forest and Leeds. And I said to you guys, and I think Matisse asked me about the future or something and the rebuild or something. We're talking about evolution. I said, I've got no evidence to suggest, I've got no proof, I've got no chest to say that, yes, he's definitely the man for the rebuild and he can do it. What I said was I trust him to do it. And he's got to prove it, because he's not rebuilt any of the teams that he was at Mainz. He made that team brilliant. Dortmund, we know what he done up against Bayern Munich, and we know what he's done against for Liverpool. But now, I told you lot then at the start, remember I was done that other speech that about the era's over, this cycle's over, and I meant it, and it's been proven so. Definitely. But yesterday wasn't about FSG. Yesterday wasn't about signings. Yesterday was just a howler from him. You're right, Turkish. He has to take full blame, in my opinion, for yesterday. The whole setup, the whole tactical setup, the selection, everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. And Brentford, Brentford, but they've beaten Man United. 4-0, was it? They've beaten Man City. They've beaten who else? They've beaten another team as well. Drew with Tottenham, Drew Chelsea. So these ain't a joke. So
we're the only ones that are beating them this season. There you go.
And you're having an anomaly of a season. So everyone else, bruv, it's not a joke. It's not a joke stadium to go to. The grass is long, the pitch is rough, all of them excuses. But bruv, they play. All the credit goes to Thomas Franks, because he ain't about playing football, bruv. He's about to do what he needs to do to win, and he done it expertly. and our coach was dumb to it, proper oblivious to it, and that's sad.
Are we full sending like what we're saying with Nunes, man? Because like I know we talked about him and that, yeah, and we had a good conversation, me and you, Grizz, about Nunes and that. And I said when Liverpool signed him, I think he's an all right player. I just think it's a stupid signing at a very important time. 80 million quid, yeah, that's hell of a lot of cash for a club, you know, that doesn't have the biggest transfer budget in the world. You know what I mean? Got some cash, but ain't got all the cash. I'm thinking, I'm looking at that midfield, man. And I seriously have to question anyone with any sort of authority at that football club. That includes all the board and it includes Jurgen Klopp, man. Because I'm looking at midfield. I look at it and think that them boys cannot compete, man.
I remember our chat. And if you remember, and if you're honest, you'll remember I agreed with you. I said the price is ludicrous for him. And I don't rate him like that. But he'll be effective. And his numbers have been effective, and I think eventually he will be effective. But you have to change the way you play with Nunes. We've been playing the same way with different types of strikers: Bobby, Mane, Jota, different types of strikers. This guy is a total different type of striker. So there is a adjusting period. Yeah, and I agree with your other point. Spending 80 million eventually on him and buying Gakpo as the first. It's negligence, man, not to address the midfield. I agree with you. That midfield is non-existent. It's pure non-existent. It's like, I'm telling you now, what have I been bantering about Arsenal before and Man United? We always say Arsenal the easiest team. I remember Turkish, I always say Arsenal the easiest team to play. No, I'm coming to that, innit? Right now, easily we're the easiest team to play out of the Big Six. We're the easiest team to play against. And that's a bit of a come down from what being one of the hardest teams to play in Europe. We got nothing.
Chris, what's this now? Is this a resignation of the season? Are you what's going on? What's the vibe
for our standards? Yeah, for our standards, I don't see us beating going past Real Madrid.
Won one Premier League in 30 years. What standards, man?
Man, what's this? Man?
I'll be serious. You know what I mean? You're trying to talk me at standards.
You're not being serious. You're not being serious because I can see the smile on your face. I'm going to tell you.
I'm asking you a question. You said to me standards. It's one Premier League. It's not as if it's. You know what I mean? It's a big.
Wait, hold on. So it's not winning every trophy, including the Champions League. It's not none of that. Yeah, it's not none of that. So
that's history. That's heritage, isn't it? You know, I'm not going to dispute that one. But
that makes no sense. So what you're talking about now? You just said what heritage. You said what heritage?
Yeah,
that's what you said, innit? What standards?
The Premier League.
So go and check your trophy cabinet, count it up.
No. Listen, forget that. We're not talking about United.
Okay.
You talked about standards. Premier League. You said standards. What standard? One Premier League in 30 years. Is that the standards now?
No, that's not the standards right now. The standards are making sure you're competing in every competition like we did last year, reaching Champions League finals, making sure you're competing against one of the best all-time squads. What's the word? Formed in Man City. That's the standards. Like, I mean, we can carry on the conversation standards when it comes to you as well, though. So, you know what I mean? But right now, how dare you ask what our standards are when you just seen our standards in the last 5 years? Have you not been watching football?
Because you raised.
Like, are you serious? Are you serious asking about our standards?
Listen, man.
We've reached 3 Champions League finals in 5 years.
Saeed, don't let it deviate.
No. I'm not deviate. Because I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to.
I'm saying, Saeed, don't let us deviate from the discussion.
This happens every time. Don't deviate, which means we need to stick to Liverpool.
Right. Where do you want to take me? So he's saying what the standards. He's saying what the standards. He
asked
me a simple question.
I'm not involved.
I just repeated him.
I've just repeated.
Not you.
I'm talking about Saeed.
The greatest ever defender is bamboozled, mate.
I just repeated
the top 5 ever best defender. Bamboozled.
I just repeat. So you asked me, what's my standard?
Hold on a minute. Konate talking about
bad game,
better than Varane, this and that. What's Konate getting bullied, mate? Don't ever compare Konate to Varane. Can we agree on that right now?
No, Saeed, I'm sorry.
And he's doing his.
Saeed, you are nasty. Man United lost 4-0 here.
Yes, this is.
Man United lost 4-0 here. Your
No, let
Lisandro
him.
got taken. Your Lisandro Martinez got taken to the cleaners.
I want him. Let him carry on. Let him carry on. Carry on, brother.
About Liverpool,
Saeed.
man.
Yeah, carry on, brother.
Saeed,
Carry on.
Saeed,
Brother. Hold on,
Saeed,
carry
if
on.
you want to put Grizz, cook him about this game, but let's not start saying stuff.
Nah, listen, I don't care.
No,
mate.
let him, man.
Let's
Let
not
him.
keep saying stuff that's ridiculous.
Let him.
Bro. Come on.
Let him.
No. I just want to talk about Liverpool, yeah? Salah, where was he in that game? Nowhere to be seen. The big game Salah. The Salah you were telling me. Call him world class. Call him this. Where was Salah?
So
where was he?
Are you going to live up? Are you going to live up to your name called Flip Flop Saeed and start changing your narrative after 1 week?
I would have concentrated on Liverpool, yeah. You man,
this is what you're doing. This is why you're going to have memes made. This is why you're going to have memes made of you.
You're resigned. You've lost faith. You're singing "You Never Walk Alone." You man are done out here. And Gakpo won't sort anything out. You think Gakpo's going to sort your defense out?
Hold on. So we're live. Turkish, what's the numbers?
What numbers?
How many live viewers?
6.2.
All right. Are you going to finish above us this season? Are you ready to have another bet?
I told you already. We're going to finish above you next season. This season, we're going to finish above you.
No, this season. Yeah,
This season, we are going to finish above you lot. You man.
Muslims can't bet, can they? Put something.
No. We food. Last time, food. It's no money involved. Food. Last time he spent about £100 on Steve.
It, man.
It was only a few months ago.
Era's come to an end. He said it. Era's come to an end. Liverpool is coming to an end. Grizz, you resigned. You're finished, man. Mo Salah's gonna leave. Van Dijk's already on his way out. It's over for you, man. Just concede it. Finished. That's what I'm saying. You can't even say anything right now.
No,
you got that bet long.
It's like arguing with time.
Log it in right now. Right it now. Everyone write in the chat. We're finishing above Liverpool. I've said it here and I'll say it again. I ain't worried about this Liverpool
I
team.
I like that.
Thiago Fabinho midfield. I'm worried about that.
Shall I tell you?
Thiago and Fabinho midfield. I'm worried about that.
Shall I tell you what I like about him? He's been bust up in this situation so much, that he's like he has no emotions left. So he just says it. Like, you know, when you're like being bust up so much and being proved wrong on a weekly basis, it's one of those you can just talk. But I like it. It's like, you know, like when you're like immune to it now. You're just immune to being
up top is Havoc FC, yeah? It's just Havoc. It's just literally just whatever's happening over there. It's Havoc. Midfield, I don't know what the midfield is. And then the defense, Virgil van Dijk, mate. Great. I agree
with you.
Listen, Klopp can do whatever he wants. You can blame Blinders and all that. Listen, Ten Hag said it, man. Era's come to an end. And you're conceded. You know what I mean? You're leaving the stadium early. You're singing You Never Walk Alone. Listen, man, this ain't Liverpool, man. This is what I got used to. The Liverpool of the old, when I grew up, it started to come back again. And I love it.
Hold on, what do you mean grew up? Last year we smashed you up.
No, I grew up.
Last 5 years.
I'm nearly 30 years old, mate. I'm nearly 30 years old. When I grew up with Liverpool, that's going to come into fruition soon, mate. I'm telling you. And Grizz, keep plucking your beard. You know what I mean? And we'll see in it.
No problem, man.
Okay.
No he's saying himself nicely. I like that about him. I told you.
I'm just speaking in the moment. Like everyone else should just speak what they want to say. You get me? Like, I'm just speaking in the moment.
But you've spoken.
That's all.
You have spoken in the moment. I agree. I'll rate you for that. 100%. I'll rate you for that. But you've also spoken about the future and the recent history. Not even history. I'm talking 6 months. 6 months.
I called you up on that.
And this is after me saying yes. You know what I mean? We're going through evolution. And
I said it to James Redmond, though. This ain't no new thing. I said to James Redmond at the start of the season, we're finishing above him. So I've said what I've had to say.
No, bro, keep the same energy, man. We're here. We're here. Inshallah. God willing. Hopefully we're here.
I think when Trent first few games back has been your best defender, I think credit to him because he's been obviously a lot better. He's been a lot more reserved, but that speaks volumes. And what wound me up when I was doing my watch along is Van Dijk. Van Dijk. This player has been put into conversations that he should never have been put into. You know, he had a fantastic spell. No, Grizz, you have to listen because you tried to mutter on Big Six original channel, top 5 of all time. You tried to mutter his name into the conversation as if we haven't seen this guy only perform at the top level for what, 5 years, up against a decade and a half players. It's a disgrace, Grizz, that he is performing in this manner in that defense. He's weak. His positioning is shit. And this is the type of player that you're telling me is going to be coming up against John Terry, Rio Ferdinand. Get out of here, Grizz. You need to take that shit back because I'm offended, Grizz. He is defending like a clown this season. He has been poor. He was poor at the World Cup when he missed that penalty. I don't know what's going on with his mentality. Now we go to Konate. I'm going to leave it with him because I think he's been brilliant for Liverpool, but that was a howler of a mistake. I don't know where Matip was for one of the goals. How is Trent coming out of this game as your best defender? Same happened at Leicester as well for the goal. Missing. It's ridiculous, Grizz. I'm not gonna part with this shit from these centre backs. Not when they've been talked about, so hyped up, talking, and then it's like, oh, we'll see what happens in the next couple of years. We're gonna get to it. Well, I'm getting to it. We're here now. We're talking about it next couple of years. What's going on? You can't. There's no excuse.
By the way.
I don't want to hear. Oh, we don't have any DM. Oh, Fabinho's too old. Oh, we don't have Thiago. No. You still need to be able to defend to a competent level. You can't be bullied. He's got pace, he's got power, he's got height, he's got the ponytail, he smells nice. What the fuck is the problem? What's going on? I need answers, Grizz. I need answers, bro. What is going on with that?
I wish.
Grizz, Streets are saying that he's faking the injury. They're saying that he was getting pammed so much in the first half that he faked the injury.
So Virgil van Dijk. So Virgil
got hooked
in the second half.
Okay, so Virgil. Okay, here's some breaking.
JT hooked like that, bro. He got hooked, bro.
Okay.
Hooked against Brentford.
Sad ending, man. It's a sad ending.
Okay, so Virgil van Dijk is now out for 6 weeks. So it was a serious injury. So he was not acting. So he's out for 6 weeks. So
okay.
Yeah, hush up your mouth with that one. But everything else, but everything else, you're right. He doesn't, and I said it in that, you know, when we done the Big Six show, I said I can't put him in there. Do you remember what the funny line was? Like, if this is done in 2-3 years' time. What I caveat that was if he wins another Champions League and another Premier League. If he doesn't, I agree. He does not, what's the word? He doesn't deserve to be in those conversations. I'm taking that back. I agree. But come on, let's do some justice to what I said. I said, if this is done in 3 years' time and he's got another thing, then. And if he hasn't, I will stick to my word. He doesn't need to be in those conversations. 100%. He doesn't need to be in those conversations. The rest, I agree with you. It doesn't matter who you got on that pitch, who's playing Fabinho, wherever. We shouldn't have got bust up like that, like in terms of physically. That's my biggest grievance because, you know, you can lose games of football, especially to Brentford away, as I've just said. Hella teams, all of you, most of you, a couple of you lot have lost quite heavily there, wherever. It happens. But the manner hurt. Especially when we should have capitalized on other results. And we haven't capitalized. We're back to square one.
What concerned me for you guys, and you said it already, and we say it every week, no matter, even in games where you win, it's so easy for teams to create chances against you, but they did that with no Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney played against Arsenal. Ivan Toney played against United. Ivan Toney played against us. Ivan Toney played against City. They were playing with Yohan Wissa and then Mbeumo, and they were still dunking on you. And that's problematic. And that's with you playing Van Dijk, Matip in defense. It's poor, man. It's really, really, really poor. And with Liverpool, it's always like one step forward, one step back. I still think you're going to get top 4 this season, but I'm not like that's
ahead of who?
No, ahead of. I think you get it ahead of Man United.
Come on, man.
I don't see that, bro.
They're
I
back,
think you get ahead of Man
They're
United. I think you get ahead of Man United. And I think you get ahead of
Lewis,
Newcastle.
you don't think that either? You don't think we're going to push by Man United?
No, don't.
I
think they've got a happy camp, bro. Saeed chilling. Look at him. Look at the state of him. Yeah, he's fucking buzzing. They've got a happy camp. They got a happy camp, man. Liverpool ain't a happy camp now. Everyone being questioned.
It's the way you guys get on in transition, man. You guys.
It's not even about. I don't think Liverpool is an unhappy camp. I don't think that's the issue. I don't think it's squad harmony is not the issue there. It's literally a lack of quality in vital positions. They play a high line, but they ain't got the attack or midfield to squeeze teams in anymore. And then individually, the defenders have made too many mistakes this season, right?
Do you know what it is?
This Liverpool team are clearly at the end of their cycle. Clearly.
100%.
And that's why I think they're not happy, bro. I don't think they're not happy in terms of squad high. I don't think they're beefing each other. I just think like you look at United, yeah, and the teams there. I think like they know that they're going in the right direction. That's what I mean by happy. You look at Liverpool. And I'm not saying that they're beefing, far from it. But I think they all are coming to the realization that we peaked, boys. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's why I think that maybe they'll struggle. Now I don't think they'll get. It wasn't
just the older players. Tsimikas was poor. gave the ball away in his own half. I was
Elliot.
shocked. I was like, because I think Tim McCaskey's been a really shrewd signing, but he was poor. Elliot. We keep hearing about Elliot. Elliot's got to do a lot more if he's going to be starting for Liverpool. I know he's young and he's got to keep developing, but I'm not.
Elliot shouldn't have been picked, man. That's pure.
Yeah, maybe
Elliot,
Elliot is like
Elliot
19 years old. Why is he playing?
I don't think is he 19 years old?
He's at 19 years old. It's Jurgen Klopp's fault for playing him.
Probably too much responsibility, but that's what happens when you don't sign a midfielder, isn't it?
Elliot shouldn't have been playing. Elliot should have been
the right game
against. It's not the right away
the
to
right game for
Brentford.
Elliot,
They were literally throwing him about like you can't. Football is a physical sport, and if you can't match up physically first, you can't enforce your football. So if we weren't able to enforce our physical attributes on them because we didn't have none, they outrun us, they outjumped us, they outpowered us, and the manager was far superior tactically, and that's the bit that's hurting.
You think Jurgen Klopp has lost that though a little bit in a sense of tactically in game? He can't change it around because I've noticed that with Klopp now for the past year and a bit now. In terms of tactically in a game, he can't seem to change it.
It's not his biggest strength. No.
Yeah,
it's not his biggest strength.
I'd be worried, me, because
I think he's at Conte. I think he's at Conte in that respect, where like it doesn't matter who you're playing. I feel like he thinks he can just copy and paste.
Right. I hear you, and I Tobs, that's a wicked point. Yeah, let's get into some serious analysis now. Yeah. So I agree with you because the elite managers, right? If they've got elite players with them and they've got a system way of playing, like Jurgen Klopp had for 4 or 5 years, 4-3, like Pep had, like Pep plays the same way, home and away. Ferguson, remember, yeah. What you do is you have to have all of the managers have got a flexibility though. Pep changed his system twice in this time at Man City. Yeah, he's changed his way of playing. First, he had Aguero, then he played with a false 9. Now he's going back to a target man. Evolution. Ferguson, we know how many times did Ferguson go to Arsenal or away Champions League places, play Sun Jing Park, John O'Shea, Darren Fletcher, all these mans, and you think to yourself, whoa, what's this kind of lineup? But he knew what he had to do. Jurgen Klopp is playing the same type of football, gegenpressing, energetic football, replacing Gini Wijnaldum, Sadio Mane, a fit young Henderson, yeah, with, check this out, Oxlade-Chamberlain, and same system. So I'm not cussing the players, I'm talking about the system. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Tsimikas for Robertson, Elliot and people like that instead of Gini and Henderson. The total polar opposites of machines. So that Liverpool team, everyone used to cuss the midfield to be boring. Henderson, Gini and Fabinho. Ask opposition, they used to hate playing that midfield. Now he's trying to play that football with little boys, literally little boys, and older players that can't run anymore. And that's where Jurgen Klopp has to show himself. Has to. And I believe, we will address that in the summer, but it's way too late. It's way too late. We've wasted. Check this out, guys. Thiago is our only central midfield signing in 6 windows. Deep that.
Yeah. I think it like
that's wild.
My shout for you guys to get top 4 is because of the firepower you got up top, but because of my hunch, based off what you said, my hunch that you're going to sign a midfielder, because I think if you don't sign a midfielder, at least one midfielder in January, and Jurgen Klopp can be more flexible with his tactics, and the likes of Núñez starts to hit form, the likes of Gakpo comes in and starts scoring, bro, I think you might potentially come out of it, man. Because if we're going off the eye test, the only reason why I have you in those positions is just because you're Liverpool. It's Jurgen Klopp. You got Salah. You got X, Y, Z.
But when you just said it, you got Salah and all that. Don't you think? I asked about Klopp, yeah. But let's look at the spine, and I'm going to put Salah as the tip of the spine, even though he plays off the back. In terms of attacker, he's the one most experienced. He's the one with the biggest contract. Then in midfield, Fabinho or Thiago, or even Jordan Henderson. Pick one of those because they've all fallen off recently. And then Van Dijk at the back. Alisson, I'm not saying Alisson's been as bad as they are, but he's not as commanding as we've once seen him. So there's
he still is.
Alisson's the only one. Alisson's the only one I'm going to defend. Yeah. Honestly, Turkish, like he's 100%. If it wasn't for him, we'd get worse whoopings. Alisson is the only one. The rest, and Konate. I know everyone saw the mistake in the own goal, but Konate.
The experience, the spine. Let's talk.
The OGs.
Van Dijk, Fabinho, Thiago, and Salah.
Agreed.
Because that's what's worrying.
Agreed. Yeah, but do you remember last week? Do you remember a few weeks ago when there was outroar? Do you remember agreed a few weeks ago? Yeah, when I about a month ago or something like that, when I said we've seen the best of Fabinho and we've seen the best of, and you lot went, "No, are you serious?" And I was serious, but none of you lot all forgotten when I already said we've seen the best of majority of them, the best. We're not going to get that level again, and
That's
so therefore, we have to invest.
That's why I said you're not going to go on a 10 to 15 game winning run.
What did I say at the start? And nobody was like laughing at me. I said they'll get worse progressive, then they'll get back. I said at the start of the season.
You guys did have a couple of wins.
But everyone knows this though, because you watch their team play. Their team literally cannot. They play a certain way, and they have a specific batch of players right now that doesn't breed that level of consistency. They can't do it. They can't keep even the games they win. When you look at the games against Southampton, Leicester, Aston Villa, the game against us, like that 4 or 5 game streak. I remember when we spoke about the Leicester game in the last one, like even if you watch those performances, you can't name me one convincing Liverpool performance over the course of 90 minutes. Not one.
I'll tell you
every single game, they'll do well in one half.
Man City was
your best.
I'm talking about I'm not over the course. I'm literally talking about the before this loss, you had like 4 or 5 games straight, right? I'm talking about that run. I'm not talking about Man City. I'm saying that like it's not convincing with Liverpool.
It's not. But I will caveat that. And we are gonna speak about other teams because like we did start late.
Just
we have to move on. We have to move on soon. You know, we did.
No. That's one point. You know,
So-
when you look at this Liverpool midfield, just look at
We've got
the way
hella teams to get
Wijnaldum. You look at Wijnaldum and what he used to make for Liverpool, man. They missed that sort of player, man. Wijnaldum was basically Liverpool's engine. Have they really replaced him? When you actually deep it, like you know,
No. They have replaced him. They have replaced him, but not with the right profile of player.
not with the right profile. Yeah, and
We tried to replace him with a combination of Curtis Jones, Elliot, and Thiago, and that's not
working,
what Ginny
man.
done. Ginny was a machine.
The thing is, though, just to say, this is in a sort of sad way for Liverpool fans, but funny for everyone else. This is on themselves. They got no one else to blame but themselves. Let me tell you, when we was going through them ham title races, Grizz, that was mentally draining. That midfield that you mentioned when it had like the Henderson when he was a bit younger, you know, Wijnaldum and that engine. we used to seriously struggle, and then them title races were long, they were hard, but they've let this happen, man. City keep reinvesting. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. You can't rest on your laurels. I feel like Liverpool have rested on their laurels for far too long, and now it's coming home to roost. You know what I mean? Because you look at it's completely different side. I ain't worried about Liverpool now in terms of a title race, long season. One-off game, of course, they can get up for it. They can beat anyone. You know what I mean? They play Real Madrid. Don't be surprised if they go and get the dub. But in terms of like a longevity, like Matisse said, 15-match winning streak, not happening. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. But then
and it's on their own fault.
I agree with everything that you said. I agree. It is our fault. And I've been, you know, on my platforms, anywhere I'm on, I say the same thing. We haven't done enough. For the last 6 windows, not last 2 or 3, but the last 6 windows, we've always been one player short. If we had those one player per window, I'm not asking for competing with the Haalands or the big signings or whatever. I'm talking about one player. We're always left short. But that's the way our owners operate. And this is why they've now come to realize that they can't compete. And that's why they put the club up for sale. So we're in a bit of a transition now. The owners want out because they've realized we don't spend our money. They only spend the club's money. Do you understand? So whereas I'm looking at all your teams, whereas you all spend the club's money, they don't. Their own money, they don't. They never invest in the team. They haven't put a penny, but they've always said we're not going to do it. And we can't keep up. We can't keep up. It's as Matisse or you lot said, it's only lasted about 5 years. They didn't like whatever it is, whether it's 1 league title, 1 Champions League, and all the other cups as well, whatever. Whatever it is, it's lasted 5 years. And now it needs to start again. 100%, I agree.
But a lot of praise can be put on them for what they've done in terms of putting Klopp there, and then giving. No,
you have to praise them. Look, they've given me the best time, like in recent times. Like as Saeed says, grew up watching Man United do everything. Do you know what I mean? So you know what I mean. So you have to, because it's easy to just forget what they've done for the club.
100%. They just haven't been able to keep it
going. They can't sustain it. There's a difference in strategy needed to reach the top and then be able to sustain at the top. We got that bit right, and we haven't got the bit to stay at the top right. And it's literally down to lack of investment. Literally.
I know we got to move on. Are you guys gonna win are you guys gonna bring in a midfielder or not? Do you think?
Yeah. I'm pretty confident we are. I've been saying it for like all the journalists have given up and shit, and Liverpool are giving vibes like we're done, but you understand, Grizz Romano is saying, yeah, we're going to bring in a midfielder.
There we go, man. There we go.
January, bringing in a midfielder. We got some super chats, obviously, on the subject. You know what it is already. We're going to move on to them. There's 7.5k here. So make sure you guys show some love to Lewis, back again for the first time since last summer. Show some love to the channel, subscribe. Saeed, Grizz, TOBS, MATISSE, THUGGEry. Make sure you subscribe to all the links in the channel in the description below. And hit the like button while you're at it. Let's see with the super chats. On the subject, if there's any super chats that are about United, Tottenham, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, not Liverpool, the rest, then I'm going to save them for when we move on. Jerome says, I'm sure Grizz is a good guy, but his team is crap, just like the singing. Big up Jerome. Mr.
I was
B,
going to say something nasty. I was going to say something nasty about parents and shit. Like, fuck you.
what are you saying, Grizz? You ready to call Central Nunes a flop yet?
Nah, man. Come on.
It's mad though. That goal will be a different game, isn't it?
Man says Chelsea undergoing changes, so next 1-2 years is a process before they pick up. But Liverpool going downhill with no major changes to reverse the fall from grace. Where are we? City, United, City play. Yeah, that's about City. There we go. MC says Liverpool might have many injuries and midfield problems, but Klopp must be accountable for some of the tactics and personnel decisions.
All of them.
Big facts. Big facts.
Yeah, well, we said this, innit? I don't need to speak on every super chat, innit? I've said this. We've just literally said this.
Cool. Yeah. Amir says, is Mo Salah and Van Dijk and the rest of Liverpool not allowed to have a bad run of games? Are they not allowed to be tired for so many years of high press football? Well, I think that's an easy excuse to say tired. It's
like, yeah, exactly. But it's still, like Lewis said, that's the club's fault. That's the manager's fault.
No one said don't buy a right winger.
That's it.
Exactly. Nobody said don't buy a right winger. Nobody told Liverpool fans to put these players on a pedestal that they weren't necessarily at. And I'm not even referring to Salah there. I'm referring to the Van Dijk shouts about the best of all time. All this
they were good, man. They were very good. You know those five.
No, Van Dijk was Van Dijk. Let's not. I'm not rewriting anything.
We're not rewriting, but you have to be good for it. You have to be good for it.
Van Dijk is elite, but when he's saying that for a decade. When Amir is saying stuff about are they not allowed to have a bad run of games, they are. But the scrutiny is going to be greater when Liverpool fans spoke about these guys in realms that these guys unfortunately weren't in. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't mean Salah's not world class. It doesn't mean Van Dijk ain't world class. But you spoke about them, not you per se, but you know what I mean, man. You know what I mean.
Victor says, Saeed, keep it humble. You're doing a lot. I can't lie. You're my brother, and I want the best for you.
That's why I keep warning him. I want the best for him so much. Listen, like more than you can believe. More than you can believe. I want the best for him, but he doesn't help himself. And now it's like it's on camera and he's got it on tape now.
The rivalry is deep between you, man. So
yeah, man, it's the rivalry, man. Listen,
of course it is, man.
It's the big six, man. So we're not going to give you not a good show in it.
Step on my neck. Step on my neck, bro.
Yeah, man.
Eamon says, Grizz, speak on the NBA players. 5 of Brentford's players were under 6 foot. Liverpool had 6 players who were under 6 foot.
No, they didn't. That's just cap. Yes. Ben Mee's not under 6 foot. Jensen's not under 6 foot. I said Rico Henry. So stop lying. You're doing one of those Toby ones, paying to lie again. Yeah.
Me?
You know when they lie? You know when they...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
HW says, thoughts on Klopp looking like the beginning of the end. Talking about trusting bums and calling his own fans spoiled fans, turning on him. 7-year curse. Do you believe any of that? 7-year stuff.
We've discussed it. I don't believe in like what's like. How old am I? I believe in curses and shit.
Field of Play says, Grizz, what's all the talk on Pep Lijnders dominating decisions? I thought the manager chose his assistant, not the other way around.
Just Twitter, innit? Just kids making up stuff that. Cool. That Pep Lijnders is the one who's making all the decisions and everything. Like, all right, you think Jurgen Klopp's reached where he is, like, you know what I mean, being overpowered by his assistants and come on, man. Jurgen Klopp asked him to come back, not the other way around.
One of Grizz's favorite lines is football is a humbler, so be humble then, Grizz. I think this is the most humble we've ever seen Grizz on the show, if I'm honest with you.
That's only because I'm not well. Otherwise, I would have pow back, but I'm just not well.
Gareth said, Saeed, sounds like you're comparing Champions League Varane to Konate. Interesting narrative there.
Okay.
Diraj says, Pickford finished Van Dijk with that tackle. Never the same player. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, so do I. Who is this Linders guy, Grizz? What are the streets saying? A lot of people asking about Linders.
Do you know what it is? Same thing happened a couple of years ago with our goalkeeping coach, because we couldn't remember, we had Carriers and all these, we couldn't find a goalkeeper, and everyone like scapegoat in it, and they were looking for what's his name? Achterberg, John Achterberg, who's our goalkeeping coach. Then we bought Allison, and he became the best thing since sliced bread. Now, 6 months ago, Champions League final, Pep Linders was the best assistant out there. Everyone's talking about assistant because we're nearly about to win everything. Fast forward, we're going through a horrible patch, rough patch, and now people are looking. Okay, they don't want to come for Klopp. Okay, they don't want to come for Salah. They don't. The assistant manager is a dickhead. Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? Why?
Easy target, isn't it?
It's just
number 2 ever. Like, I've never
you've never seen a what?
I never number 2 talked about more than so than Pep Linders.
It's the modern day age of social media. I'm sure Carlos Queiroz would have been as popular if social media was back then, or Brian Kidd or Steve McLaren. How much have we heard about Steve McLaren back in the day? So many stories about being influential. Even Arsenal, Steve Bold. But it's modern day social media. It's easy. Everyone's allowed to say whatever they want, and then you get a couple of thousand likes, and then it's gone viral. So now it's Pep Linders is the problem at Liverpool.
Sultan says Saeed was celebrating Brentford goals like it was Man U in the Champions League final. Chill out.
Bloody hell, celebration police are out tonight.
Yeah.
Celebration police. I've never seen so many celebration police out here tonight. It's mad.
I've already got people be glad to know people already sent me the video when they beat you 4-0. So I've already got clips of that when they beat. So your reaction. We're gonna compare it.
That's in the past, innit? We moved on, innit?
Yeah, you moved on. Life's different.
Life's different.
Life's different now. Isn't that what you said?
That's a new one. Life's different.
Life's different now, Grizz. You know me. You know the logo.
Paul says, Happy New Year, boys. Liverpool last 10 years, 1 Premier League, 1 FA Cup, 1 League Cup, and a Champions League. United's last 10 years, 1 Premier League, 1 FA, 1 League Cup, and an Europa League trophy. Liverpool in their period of dominance and Man U in a period of decline. Logically, look at the facts. What have Liverpool done? Paul, love for the super chat, but if you change that 10 years to 5 years, I think that's where the outlook of it.
You just like, we really appreciate that super chat. Like, thank you very much. Like, that's a generous super chat. But that's just one of those, like, I don't even want to cuss you, bro. Like, look what you just done there. Like, last 10 years. So then what's the difference? Why can't I say last 5 years or last 4 years? Or who decides when to start and end the timing?
It was 7 years, isn't it, for you to win everything?
He took over, Jurgen Klopp took over 7 years ago, or possibly 7.5 years ago, when we were 6th or 8th. So, we're talking about Graham Potter needs time to rebuild, and we talk about Arteta needs time, or Conte needs time to rebuild. This Donny rebuilt us. By the 3rd season, we were winning leagues and Champions League finals. So the dominance, so we can't say 7 years. We have to talk about 2 years to rebuild the whole team squad. He had to work because we were finishing 6th and 8th. We had a dead team. Brendan Rodgers, one of the last games, we lost 6-1 at Stoke. That's the state of team he took over. So if people want to say 7 years, that's up to them. But 5 years, he's won 7 trophies in 5 years, including two of the major trophies that one club, or 2 clubs here that haven't won. 3 clubs that haven't won.
Were you not in a title race under Brendan Rodgers?
No, and we know that was flaky foundations. That was just Suarez. Bang, bang, bang.
Sturridge,
genius.
SAS, man.
Yeah. Sterling was a kid. It was Sturridge and Suarez 1 season. Bang, bang, bang. Come on, man. You don't know football better than that. But it's up to you, if you want to take the narrative. I get the narrative.
No. Don't worry, Grizz.
Anyway, it's just bantering.
Real football fans know. Don't worry, man. Trust me.
Yeah. I'm sure they do. But
that Liverpool team in 2013, 2014, they conceded. I think they conceded like 50 goals. They were literally so reliant on the attack.
If you ask me 100%, yes, we should have won more. If you're gonna say, like, but really, Grizz, it's not enough, is it? I agree with that. It's not enough. But we're up against a juggernaut, man. Not every team is owned by a state and can do what they want in the transfer market, do what they want. Whenever they make a mistake, go and fix it. We can't do that.
Yes.
So I hear what Lewis is saying, that you should invest in more. We couldn't because we're scared, because that's the only money you have. If you got 50p in your pocket, you can only buy 1 packet of crisp. You can't think about
You
can't think about dinner as well. You have to only think about lunch.
You
That's the way
guys,
we operate, man.
You guys on the board on the fringes of liquidation or administration.
No, but it's a strict policy the way they operate, and it's frustrating. And
I think
that's why they've
I don't
given
think
up
it
now.
needs to be like
They've
that.
literally
I think
given up. They've literally given up. No, I agree with you, but
Yeah.
they're not flexible in the way they operate. They're literally not.
Steven says Diaz and Jota was signed as a succession plan. Those men are finishers. Nunes and Gakpo are backups for those injured backups. Plus Konate, give them time. Agree with that, Grizz?
Yeah, 100%. Everyone's talking about whatever. 3 out of our 5 strikers are not there. Take out 3 of your strikers, all your clubs. Your top 3 strikers.
I don't give a damn, to be honest. Take out 3.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, you still wouldn't score. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you still would. But imagine, take out Haaland, Foden, Mahrez.
We've got like 3 missing as well.
But that's why you're struggling. Apart from this week, do you get my point? When you got injuries, this is what happens. We had no Bobby, no Jota, no Diaz. But I haven't mentioned that because that's our own fault. Because we haven't reinvested in the squad.
Paul goes on to say last 10 years since Ferguson left. Yeah, no, I get it. Since Ferguson left, obviously it's comparable. But if you look at the last 5 years,
Klopp only took over. You know what I mean? Talk about Klopp then, innit? Klopp's time.
Love for the love, though, Paul. Blue City says Liverpool can't compete. Narrative needs to go in the bin. Media narrative that's embedded into Liverpool fans' heads who don't understand the finances.
Yeah, only you lot understand finances and how to book and how to deal with finances. Of course, only your accountants know all this shit.
And Ayman says, Grizz, my brother, I got receipts. Ben Mee is 5'11". Jensen is 5'11".
Yeah, that's 6 foot in it.
Henry is 5'7". And Mbomo is 5'7", and Wisa is 5'7". Look it up.
Brother, they wear studs in it at least like 3 inches, man. They're 6 foot on the pitch.
It's rounding it up, man. It's rounding it up.
No, but don't they wear studs?
Yeah,
what are you telling me?
Did you wear studs?
This is
What
fine.
are you telling me?
We need to move on.
Don't they wear studs?
We actually don't. Let's just do the whole show.
We actually need to move on now.
More than you can believe. More than happy.
More than you can believe, man.
That's a new one. Grizz, I got bare love for you. Next time I'm in your ends, I'll take you for a kebab. Turkish, smashing the channel. God bless you and all the brothers on the channel. Love for that, Paul. Appreciate your engagement, your comments, your super chats, and the love.
Yeah, man.
Make
Hook
sure
me up, man. Kebab. I can never say no. I can never say to a kebab.
There you go. There you go.
Or buttercream chicken, more like buttercream chicken, really. But
in terms of Liverpool, I think that was it. Well, there's one here. Liverpool will still finish above Arsenal. Grizz. I think he's changed his mind on that.
Of course, man. Life's different.
Life's different. I hear you. And Fabio says Matisse is spitting bars. Don DeMarco. Obviously, when he was talking earlier, that one came in. Liverpool, out the way. Wolves in the FA Cup. We're not going to talk much about the FA Cup because it seems like most of the big six should be going through, apart from Chelsea, who got to play City again away this time. And if there's one thing we've learned from tonight, Arsenal fans, you don't rely on Chelsea to fucking do a job because, they were the better team for the first half for sure. But I don't know why you're not linked to gunmen. I don't know why you lot are not linked to goal scorers.
We don't create enough chances, Turkish.
They've got some. They've got Kai Havertz.
We don't create enough chances.
I have it, man.
You know, De Bruyne's created 2 less chances. I think 2. Is it 2 big? It's either big chances or chances created. He's created 2 less than the whole Chelsea team.
Reece James and Inshallah.
Aubameyang didn't have a shot for the first half. Not one
please
shot.
Don't talk about Aubameyang. Oh my.
So when we talk about gunmen, you can have all the gunmen all you want, but if the team once again for the 3rd, 4th season running is not creative enough, which they're not, you need to create. Look at Liverpool. Look how many chances they created for Nunes. You think if Nunes could play for Chelsea, he'd be finished. He would never see heaven playing for Chelsea because he would have 1 chance a game, 2 chances max, and he would miss both of them, so he'd be finished. At Liverpool, he's got chances constantly. So it's right there in the stats. Obviously, we need finishers as well. But today, when you look at the performance in the first half, it was good. We had like 76 possession, whoop-de-doo. But I'm not in the business of we had a good first half and then we lost. That's unlucky. At the end of the day, we do need points. Do you know what I mean? We're 10th, so we don't have nothing to show for our efforts in the first half. Second half, they came out crazy. Pep must have had a word. Then he brings on 2 fresh new wingers. I think Pep. I don't know what you think, Lewis. I feel like in the first half we dominated because maybe you guys overdone it a little bit in terms of Cancelo at the right wing spot again, like he did against Liverpool. I don't really get that. When I'm speaking to City fans, you all wanted a back four, Cancelo left back. You wanted just normality, and he still persists with the whole Liverpool Anfield tactic.
Yeah, he done a madness, yeah. But one thing I take you up on, when you're talking about like strikers and you don't create. Sometimes you have to put someone in the box, and sometimes it can be like a magnet, and the ball will just fall to him. I feel like when we speak, bro, there's a lot of we don't create, we need to create. But sometimes I look at Chelsea, I'm like, there ain't no one there to create too. Could that not be part of the problem? Like, you stick someone in the box.
Lukaku was here last season.
Nope. Disagree.
Yeah, but Lukaku's not. I'm talking someone who's world class, man.
Nah, I don't agree.
World class. You don't agree?
I don't agree. Aubameyang made like 3-4 runs in the first half today. Was he found?
No, But
Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling has really good movement. But when he plays, I don't really see him being found in good positions. Fundamentally, Matisse is right. Chelsea do not create. They don't create well enough as a side. And the players that they brought in this season, who are meant to take them up another level, they haven't hit those heights yet. When we talk about Liverpool and their creativity, it's a combination of Jurgen Klopp's style, where he plays quite high to try and pen teams in, and then they have the creative, fullbacks. They have Van Dijk, who's got an excellent switch of play. They have Alisson, who can split defenses with a pass. They have Mo Salah, who can create. They have Thiago, who can pass from midfield. Yeah, even Nunes, as chaotic as he is, he's coming up. He's someone who's creating chances.
Salah actually created a few chances for Nunes as well. Salah's passing. I know Saeed said he won't miss him, but there was quite a few times where I saw Salah play the pass for Nunes, and if he takes it, it's a great assist from Salah.
Definitely. When I watch Chelsea play, it's like, granted, we said it in the first half today. Like, Chelsea were actually quite good. That's the best I've seen Chelsea play under Graham Potter against a top 8 side. That's the best by a long shot, and they still lost. And it was only 16 for a first half. They're just not good enough where it matters. And I hate to talk about my Donny number 29. Yeah, I hate to talk about number 29.
Bring him up because his vision was awful.
I hate to talk about number 29 again, but like, okay, you're not playing striker. Yeah, Aubameyang's come on the pitch. You're now playing 10. But even when he was playing false 9, they gave him the freedom to drop deep, get in between the lines, pick up the ball, receive it, get into dangerous positions that can cause Man City problems. And he was found. Zakaria found him with the passes. Kovacic found him with the passes. And then when it's your job to try and connect the dots into the final third, missing. It's not just him, but
he's meant to be. He's meant to be creative. If he's not creative, then what the hell? What are we doing here? Like, he's playing in that 10 role. From what I understand, the 10 is meant to be creative. And when you're receiving the ball and the option is very clearly there to play that ball to Aubameyang, but it's on your right foot, so we're not going to play that pass. But that's a problem. That's a problem because you need to have the confidence to be able to play that pass. You can't be so one-footed that, again, you're too afraid. If you're going to be one-footed, you better be Juan Mata. Do you know what I mean? You better be David Silva. You better be one of these guys. So he was actually playing the ball in behind a lot against Bournemouth, but that's Bournemouth. This is Man City now. This is a big game. You need to do it on the big stage. So it's disappointing, but it's weird feeling because I feel pretty numb. I didn't expect us to win. I predicted a defeat, so I'm not really particularly angry. It's just another game goes by without 3 points. It's just disappointing.
Why you spend 50 million on Sterling then if you're not got a player in the box?
Again, but when I spoke to you about Sterling and us signing him, I knew that we needed another player. But the problem is with us is that we signed Sterling as one of the wingers. We were looking at another winger. We didn't close that deal. Then we signed a striker that can't create. We didn't go as aggressively as I wanted us to go for Gabriel Jesus, who can help you create. We went with a service striker again. And then we didn't get the midfield situation sorted, and we got Zakaria. And Zakaria is not creative. He actually had a decent game today. I thought he tried a lot of things that were quite brave. He did still give the ball away sometimes or pass it a little bit astray, but he really tried today. You could see that he had a little bit of tech here and there, but he's not a creative midfielder. So again, it's long, man.
There's a lot to do, man. At Chelsea, a lot to do.
I want to speak about a couple of things with you now.
I want to speak on 10th after you're done.
You're sitting in 10th now.
I'm chilling.
You're sitting in 10th.
We're chilling in 10th, brother.
You're sitting 10th, and you've lost 6 times already.
Under Potter or in total?
No, and the pot.
Yeah, he's had a shot, bro. I've got his stats here on my iPad. I've got a little tactical.
Oh yeah.
Tactical master plan.
How am I fucking with a nerd? Sorry, my
Brother.
bad. Yeah. But the point being, the team that ended up on the pitch at Man City at full time. What did you think when you saw?
I was fine with that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was fine with it. Do you know what it is? Yeah, I watched Chelsea too much for my own mental health. I knew 75th minute we're not scoring. We're not scoring, Grizz. I got that feeling, that vibe. It's sad, isn't it? You would think 1-0 down, you think your team can come.
I had the same feeling, bro.
I sat there in my watch along and I told my viewers, listen, y'all better find something else to do because we ain't scoring this goal. So you go and get some food if you want some food, get some munchies, whatever. We're not scoring. We're not going to equalize. So my thing is that when you're in this predicament now as a manager, there's two things you can do. Either you need to start speaking like a winner, which he's not going to fake it. You know, he's not going to talk like an elite manager because he's not yet won. So he's here for the long term. Most managers in this situation at Chelsea in the early days, they actually start really well. They sit at the top of statistics for, you know, shockingly chances created and things like that. They're actually doing pretty well. We get off to a great start and then it capitulates. He's got off to a shocking start. I don't even know what managers we're going to be comparing statistically. AVB, Scolari. I don't know. I need to go back and look. But he's had an awful start. When it's been serious test time, Arsenal, Man City, Man United, it's not looking good. So if he's here for the long term and he's got a 5-year contract, you better start playing loose Hall. You better start bringing on Amari Hutchinson. You better start bringing on Carney. I thought Carney was really good off that left flank. Yeah. He hit the post. He nearly got an assist with the cross. You better start playing the young players. But that means the season's over. I'm not used to that.
But that's not realistic because remember I spoke about the scrambled transfer policy, last couple of windows. And not you per se, but a lot of Chelsea were defending me, like coming for me and saying, you don't know what you're talking about. We're doing this. We've got a plan. Do you agree that there was no plan per se?
In the last window?
Like last couple of windows. Do you agree that there's no strategy in terms of what players you want?
I can only go off one window because the last window is the first window of the new ownership. The windows before, that's Roman. That's a whole other conversation.
But even now, Todd Bowley is going out, according to journalists, reliable. I don't know. You tell me if they're reliable or not. He's going out willy-nilly. He's looking at other people's targets and seemingly saying, okay, I want him. So he's brought Sterling. He's got Christian Pulisic, and now he wants Modric. Whereas we've all said to a man, you do need a target. You do need a man who's going to finish, a striker, midfielder. You know, there is Enzo Fernandez debacle. I don't know if you want to touch upon it, but what do you think about the relationship between your owner and your coach? Because it's a bit weird.
To be honest, I don't know because it's too early in Potter's tenure to know if he's a yes man, if he's just a very small part of a big puzzle. Is he actually like a Ten Hag who's very much the spearhead of the transfer policy? He's got a lot of people around him. There's global head of transfers. There's recruitment. There's so many different staff that are coming in. I don't know, obviously, the inner workings behind the scenes of who's got the percentages and the says and the involvement and whatnot. But what I will say is that you look at him and you think, okay, you want to bring in young players. Cool, it makes sense. But then you get an Aubameyang and you're thinking, whoa, that was a howler, right? And then you're looking at the players that we're trying to replace. You know, you bring in Koulibaly for Rudiger. Okay, you can understand. Maybe you knew that the side was going to be poor, but from a logistical standpoint, you're bringing in an experienced defender for an experienced defender. Cucurella, you're bringing in because Chilwell's injured and we had still yet to see him. Some things are making sense. I don't think the whole window, I'm going to look back and be hype. Be a hypocrite and be like, oh, that was a shocking window. I think Fofana's a good player. He's injury prone. That's a whole different conversation, but I think he's a good player. Cucurella, good player. Played here at Brighton. Overpaid, but still good player. Koulibaly, I don't know what the hell's happened to him. Aubameyang's the one signing I didn't like. The rest of them, I said, you know what? Okay, cool, fair enough. But then when you're meant to be getting Enzo Fernandez and then there's some sort of problem here and it's very public. I don't like how public shit is. First of all, I can't keep up with this. Do you know what I mean? Second of all, it's too obvious. It's too bait. And we're meant to be bringing in a midfielder, but then you're looking at Modric. Now, I don't know if the Modric thing is really actually serious, or is it just us trying to troll, or we're trying to make Arsenal...
It can be Matisse.
Well, if we bid for Modric, if we actually bid for Modric, then I'll be like, cool, it's serious. But right now, I don't know what this Modric shit is all about. It's just
Let me ask you a question.
It's left field. So
let me ask the question to everyone. I know, listen, Potter's on a 5-year contract, is it? But if things get worse, and like I said, there's no chance of top 4 maybe now, or the sign of top 4. Do we really think Potter's going to be here next season? Because the more I look at it,
no, he will be if he doesn't make top 4. He will.
You got to give him a transfer window, bro.
They won't sack him after not making.
You got to give him a transfer window, bro.
You got to give him
for him to get sacked.
movement.
They'll have to finish like comfortably mid-table.
Yeah. If he stays where he is now, then it's a conversation for sure.
I don't think they're gonna stay.
Is Chelsea gonna get better? Do you reckon Chelsea? Okay, let's see if they.
Bro, listen, I have to hope. I have to hope.
They have to. They have to.
We're hoping.
It's a long season.
They have to get better.
It all depends. It all depends. And I said it already. It all depends on the transfer window. I've said it already. It all depends on the transfer window. Transfer window is only 5 days in. You need to get a midfielder. You need to get a right back, and you need to make sales. I'm not even in the business of just bringing in. I need to see people leaving. If you're not going to use them, or you're not liking them, or the attitude's not there, or whatever, Potter has got to be ruthless. He's got to be very clear in who he's keeping and who he's not keeping. He can't fold. He can't be too soft. He can't be too nice. He can't be. If you've got a 5-year contract and you got the backing of the board, which most managers at Chelsea, if not all of them, have never had that kind of security, then you have to act like you have that security, and you have to actually move like it. So I'm looking at who's leaving. I'm looking at who's coming in. And at the end of January, I'll tell you how confident I am. But right now, I know for a fact, if we keep playing like this, we ain't making top 4. You know, we ain't making top 4, really. Let's be real. It's not happening. But if he finishes 5th, 6th, I don't think he's going to get sacked. However, it's poor. It's not good enough. He shouldn't be finishing 5th, 6th, really, in my opinion, with the team that we've got. I think the team's a lot better than what we're showing. But like I said, he's not going to get sacked because you don't give someone 5-year contract on 60 million a year and then sack them. And if you do that,
but if there's any club that does, it's you.
I can't run that because it's a different ownership. We're not the same club we were. We're completely unrecognizable.
This is
literally we're so unrecognizable. Look how
this is my big thing. Are you, like, of course, on a playing level you're unrecognizable, but structurally, in terms of direction, in terms of transfers, spending, are you a different club? In terms of trusting the manager, are you a different club? Because
we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, exactly. I think as I predicted as well. I did obviously long season. I said to you long season at the start, and injuries and everything. I said
people want me to speak on injuries. I don't really. I mean,
I felt sorry for him. As soon as Sterling come off, and then
Sterling comes off, Pulisic comes off again. We know
very unlucky.
How many injuries have shit this season though? Like, I don't know.
Pure shit. I said he's gonna flop.
Shit this season.
Do you know what?
He's been poor.
I know you said that
Cucurella's been shit as well. I'll be real. He's been shit.
I think Cucurella
Koulibaly's been poor as well, man. I know he played better today, but yeah.
I think Cucurella's been okay defensively. Today he was awful in the second half. First half he was fine.
I don't think he has been okay defensively.
It depends. Yeah, I think he's been inconsistent. I'll give it that. But I think going forward is where I've been really disappointed. I think he hasn't really shown much going forward at all. I can't remember anything significant from him going forward. I think with Sterling, people are going to be very quick to say he's flopped, but I think you need to look at what he's around, because we all knew Sterling came with pros and cons. But let's not act like Sterling's some sort of perfect player. We know his strengths, we know his weaknesses, and when you have Azpilicueta behind him, and you have, Zakaria, in my opinion, in the last game, not this game, but in the last game, playing in the Kevin De Bruyne Odegaard position when he should be maybe deeper. What do you expect Sterling to do, really, on the right hand side, surrounded?
How much was Sterling?
I don't even know anymore. How much? 50s, probably 50, 55.
I don't think Graham Potter's used him well enough though.
He hasn't. He's played in wing back half the time. So
I think Sterling has been poor. He has been poor by his standards he's been poor more games than he's been good for Chelsea this season. I think that's fair to say. But I also think Graham Potter's been struggling to find like the best position for Sterling. I think as of late, he's actually been playing him on the right-hand side. But then we saw earlier on, he was playing him at wing back. He's playing him false 9 and stuff. It was weird, man.
Yeah, bro, but you're not gonna. This is what I'm saying. You are not going to get a good Raheem Sterling without a proper killer in the box. Facts. Seen him for 7 years, man. This is what you're gonna get. Because you look at Sterling when he was at City. Yeah, when was his best years? Who do you have in the box? Aguero.
You had a lot more than just Aguero, though. You had De Bruyne, you had David Silva.
But who was who? If you look at his numbers, we had Aguero in there. When did Sterling start playing poorly for City? Last 2 years. Guess who we had in the middle? No one. We had a false 9. And now you look at Chelsea. Who've you got in the middle? I don't fucking know. So like you got to look at it and go, is this?
I'm not saying we don't need a forward. We've signed in Cuckoo. He's coming in the summer. I'm not saying we don't need a striker. I'm saying my priorities is not a striker right now in terms of the list. If I'm looking at the list, I'm looking at get control of the midfield. Same as Grizz. Midfield has not been touched since Theresa May. I keep saying it. Look at Look at their midfield. We have not signed a midfielder since Kovacic when Sarri was here, right? When Lampard was just coming in. So get a midfielder and get a right back, because we can all see fullbacks are very important in this game. And Aspilicueta does not bring enough as a fullback in this game. He's not inverted. He ain't creating chances. He ain't got the pace to get forward. He can get exposed defensively. He was, I think today, you know, on that goal that was conceded, maybe he could have got out a bit quicker. I don't know. But
nah, don't blame him.
I'm not gonna blame him. I'm gonna put the blame more on Kepa. Maybe could have kept up. But
what's he doing though? What's he doing? What does he expect?
Kepa's save percentage this season is like 85%. I'm not going to sit here and dig out Kepa.
No, but you have to criticize that more.
He was poor for the goal. He could have come out. He didn't collect it. But when your team is so shit going forward and you're so imbalanced, what, he concedes one goal to Manchester City? Am I meant to kill him? No, it's not going to happen. At the end of the day,
I think you are when you make a mistake like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He cost us a point. He cost us a point.
You say the same with Lloris, so.
Lloris has been having a bad season, Tobes. Kepa has not.
And Kepa's been a bad signing.
He has. I didn't say he wasn't, but that you're going back years.
What I'm saying.
We're talking about right now.
Kepa has been terrible.
Yeah, but if we, Tobes, guys, if we go through that team, that lineup, can I ask who's been a good signing? Let's look at it that way.
No,
it's a viable question. Thiago Silva, sensational.
No, he's talking about last summer, right?
No, who's been a good signing? Yeah.
In the last 3 years.
Who's been a good signing for Chelsea?
Well, you're looking at Silva, and that's.
This is my point.
Trying to think of.
I'm not even.
I think Kova's been a good signing.
Kova's sensational, but has he fulfilled? Like Kova's been.
Yeah, injured. I think Kova's been very good. I think if Kova wasn't injury prone, I think it would.
I don't know, man. I can't think of many.
I think Kova's
Mendy, even though he's out of form.
Mendy,
yeah, man. They signed him for like 20 million, and he gave them like 18 months of.
For the value for money wise,
money.
I hear it.
Tobes, he cost them. Okay, they won a Champions League.
He cost like 20 million.
Like 20 million. Can't really be too mad at that.
Kante.
He wasn't playing.
Kante was signed back in 2016.
He's talking about
I think. Look. Obviously, we need to praise Man City, and you know we knew they're going to come up, and obviously we're going to hear from Lewis because we need to keep it moving. Look at the.
But were Man City good though?
No, they weren't. They were better in the second half.
Let the man talk in it. Let the man talk in it, like Kevin De Bruyne says. Let me talk. Let me talk.
What we needed to do, but this is what I'm saying. Like, you lost 1-0. You got a killer in the box. They could get you a goal. This is what I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like, you lost 1-0 tonight. Yeah, you look at Kepa. But if you would have had a big dog striker in there, I'm talking world class. I'm not talking about Aubameyang. Yeah, I'm talking about world class striker. And you don't. You have the money to sign world class striker.
Aubameyang is so dead.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying. I get that you're not the most creative side in the world, but you create at least a chance. You put the ball in the box.
The striker market is shit. So
well, you got 80 million to spend on for five, and you've got to find someone, bro.
We just spent 100 million on Lukaku. We just spent 50 million on Werner. Both of them were very clinical in terms of their finishing before they arrived. I don't want to see Chelsea throw any more money into the striker pool of players because do you want me to tell you why? Because Jesus is playing for Arsenal and he's not clinical. So I need the 6 because everybody's got a 6 that's doing well on this panel. I need the 6. I need the right back. When I get these players, then we can talk about the striker. But I've seen teams perform at the top level and not have the most clinical striker. Liverpool being one of them with Firmino. So we could talk about getting the striker, but if the team does not create enough chances for the striker and the team plays shit football, I'm not trying to watch this team sneak out 1-0 playing crap football because the striker's exceeding his XG. I'm not on that. I want to see better football, creating a lot of chances, and then we can get to the striker afterwards. Because I got PTSD. I'm not on this.
I think you're in for a long fucking couple of years, man. I do. You know what I mean? I think Todd Bowley's come in, getting the checkbook out, and everyone, you know, I've seen people gassed, spending 80 million on this guy, 60 million on this guy, in for Enzo, 100 million, pulled out, whatever. You know what I mean? And people getting excited. I don't, like Grizz was saying, I'm looking at it thinking, you guys are playing FIFA. You know what I mean? Do you actually know what you're doing? Do you know who you're signing here? I just don't know. And this is what Grizz is saying about the structure. Has it changed? You're looking at it. What was Chelsea under Abramovich? Bit of chaos, you know what I mean? But, you know, it worked out well. On the whole, you won a lot of trophies. I'm looking at it now. It's still chaos. So has anything really changed? And this Todd Bowley, yeah, I think he's a cowardly guy. I said it to you on a stream the other day at Matisse. I think he's a coward. I think he come in. I don't think he wanted Tuchel from day one. And I think instead of just saying to him, you ain't the man for me, sin a bit, I'm going to get Graham Potter or someone who I can give a transfer window and a full pre-season. He waited for the first possible opportunity to get rid of him. Only his third defeat, got rid of him, and then brought Potter in, who's now got a horrible job to do. He's not had a transfer window. You know, he's got a team that he don't really, you know, he's got players that he might not want. You know what I mean? He's had a transfer window. And I just think, this is on Ted Bowley for me. Facts. It's on him. He's come in there and he knew he didn't want Tuchel from day one. And he should have pulled the trigger from day one and said, it's nothing personal. I just don't like the way you play. I want to get someone else who plays a different style.
I don't think he knows what style he wants from when he come in because he wanted Ronaldo. So the reports say that he didn't know until he got to know him, and then he was like, you don't work in the way I want you to work. Now
didn't he want 4-4-3? Apparently, he wanted 4-4-3. He wanted to play the formation.
When you want Cristiano Ronaldo up top, you can't tell me that you have any clear identity or style that you want the team to play in. So I don't think he came into the club and was immediately like, this sport that I know nothing about, I know that you don't play the style I want. I think what happened is that he was trying to communicate with him as time went on, which is according to the reports from the journalists, and he wasn't in the same working style. It wasn't based on results. It was based on the working style and the way that Todd wants to work, which is very open, you know, very like, you know, everybody chip in and constant communication. And Tuchel didn't want to have this, I don't need Ronaldo conversation every single day. So that's what the reports say. There's no point going back. At the end of the day, for me, when it comes to the whole managerial situation, it's not like as if, you know, there wasn't mistakes made in the transfer window, not getting the midfielder prior with the old manager. So we have to leave that and move on with it. But listen, let's see. We're going to only find out if he knows what he's doing after a couple of years. Can't judge him over a few months. Because
long season.
At the end of the day, every single top manager that come in here, it looked like people could have said, oh, what the fuck's Pep doing in his first couple of months when he went into Man City and you finished third? What's Klopp doing in his first couple of months? Let's give him a couple of years before we jump to conclusions about him not knowing what he's doing, because I will still sit here and say this right now. I'm still happy that he came in, because there are shitter options out there, and you'll find that out when you're going for your new owners. So it ain't going to be easy regardless. You ain't going to get the perfect, unless they're going to be the Man City owner, you ain't going to get a perfect owner coming.
So you're trying to say,
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you, brother.
I'm saying, are you saying to the Chelsea fans, be careful what you wish for? Is that what you're trying to imply?
What do you mean, Chelsea fans? Be careful what we wish for.
Just in general, like, you know, give Potter time, because
no, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that in terms of ownership, it's very easy to criticize in a couple of months for someone to come into a new sport. They don't know what they're doing. They're learning on the job. That's what we expect. Did you think he was going to get everything right straight away? No. What I'm telling you is, when you go for your ownerships, you're going to see what's out there. And you're going to be like, fuck me. Shit.
We won't get a Todd Bowley, man. That's one thing.
Well, listen, Saeed, you about to be humbled, bro. So you smile.
We're not humble, man. Todd Bowley, mate. He's playing FIFA.
You've already got a shit owner, to be fair, anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But you're going to see. You're going to see.
You're getting old Todd Bowley, this and that, mate.
Listen,
you enjoy that Todd Bowley.
Yo, who put something in Saeed's water today, man?
No, I'm just saying, innit? Like, we ain't get that Todd Bowley. That's all I'm saying. Like,
let him talk, man. Let him talk, man. I want the best for him. He
wants Thuggery to have the footage. That's what
I want the best for him.
He's actually a joker when he's on like this.
Lewis, let's hear from you, because obviously Arsenal dropped points earlier in the week. And they were 8 points clear, but a frustrating draw.
Started, innit, bro?
The job done, and you got the job done.
It's starting, man. You know what I mean? This is what I've been looking for all season. Like, you guys have done a madness at the top, like GG's. But it's time that the big boys take what's rightfully ours. And now that means we're going to the top, bro. You could have been 10 points clear after Newcastle. You know, the next time you play, it could be 2 points. When we do Saeed.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be 2 points. What?
You sure about that?
What are you saying, bro? Come on,
Saeed needs. You know what? Yeah,
oh,
I can't even get to Manchester United, because you think that Manchester United. Have
wait, Matisse. Let Lewis do it, and then we talk about Man United game.
Nah, just
some proper teams.
Nah, I'm ready for the derby anyway. But go on, Lewis.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, we're taking back what's rightfully ours. You know what I mean? Arsenal had their fun. You don't get a trophy in January, Christmas Day. You get it at the end of May. And we hunted you down before, Saeed. We've hunted Grizz's team down, you know, as you both know. And Arsenal, you know, I'm looking at the Arsenal team.
Are you having this?
What?
Huh?
Are you going to hunt Arsenal down? Is that what you're trying to say?
We will hunt Arsenal down. And the thing is, Arsenal fans can't talk because they've not been in this position for a long time. No, Grizz has been there. You won it. United have won it. You know, Arsenal. What we look for Arsenal, and last season should have got top 4, didn't. So what we're looking for the crumble. You look at the fixtures they've got coming up, and you think, okay, if they are going to crumble, this is going to be it. City have been in here. We're hunters. We know what we're doing. And I'm confident. I'm confident in my team, and I'm confident that Arsenal will not be able to do it because they've not done it before. They've not gone through this title race for a very, very long time and been successful. So until they do it, no one can sit here and go, I think they're gonna. I can't. You know what I mean? No one can sit here and go, I think Arsenal are gonna hold off Manchester City. City have been a juggernaut in the last 5-6 years. Until Arsenal do it, then you give them the praises.
Season, though. Let's be real, Lewis.
Don't matter. It doesn't matter, Saeed.
But it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter, though.
Because I tell you why.
There's changes in the team. Defensively, I look at you and I think, you know, and I look at the actual chemistry up front. Something's lacking in there. So it's not the same City. Let's not kind of kid ourselves. But I get what you mean, though. It's only 40, 15 games. I get you.
For me, title races, it's not all about that, Saeed. It's not. It's about mentality. It's about holding your nerve when the whole world is watching you, waiting for you to make a mistake. It's about holding your nerve, right? And that's what City have done very, very well over the last 6 years against one of the best Premier League sides ever in Liverpool. So how can I sit here and not be confident that I can't hold off Arsenal? You know what I mean?
But what he's saying, I know you're trying to come to, but what he's saying comparatively. So he's saying if we can come back from Arsenal, Liverpool, you know, what's Arsenal to us? But look, it's that time of year where Man City do step in overdrive. But and they are, you know, for me, they're still favourites. We know they're favourites. Everyone will admit that. Even Turkey should admit that. Everyone will admit that they're the favourites.
People are trying to argue with me that they're not. But
exactly. That's cap, man. Come on, man. We know they're gonna. We know they're a juggernaut and everything. But I'm learning, innit? What? Can I learn? What? You don't want me to no progress? No. You don't want the best for your brother? I want the best for Saeed. I
want the best for you.
Okay, you want the best for me. Okay. But what Saeed's saying about it, there is something, you know, and I haven't heard your opinion. Like Steve, I've spoken to Daps, I've spoken to. You're not functioning. Like, of course, a lot of the teams are not functioning. Only Arsenal are proper playing well. Yeah. But you guys are not really playing well compared to last few seasons, right?
I have a response to that, Riz. I have a response. I think it's a valid point. I think there are issues in our team. Arsenal, they've been almost perfect all season. And you're mentioning all these problems, saying City not been, we're 5 points behind, and we've got to play them twice. City are going to get better as the season goes on. Are Arsenal going to get better? I mean, they might do. I'm not saying they won't, but for me, when I'm watching Arsenal this first half of the season, I'm like, fucking hell. They're almost perfect.
Now, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is you've got more aspirations than just overhauling Arsenal. Are you playing well enough to win the league and put an assault on the Champions League as well? Which, look, let's not beat around the bush. The Premier League is a doddle for you every year, right? You dominate the Premier League, right? Are you playing well enough to mix it with the Champions League's teams as well right now? Because that's what your aim is and target is. I know some Man City fans don't care about Champions League, but come on, you need to start caring about the
yes. The answer, I think we got the squad. You know what I mean? And the fact is, we've done it before. You know what I mean?
No, in the Champions League.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that we've competed in the Premier League and we've competed in the Champions League. We got to semi-finals, we got to 100%. Finals, and still won the league. And what I'm trying to talk about that arbitrage. You look at Arsenal. If you think in Arsenal are very, very close to playing at their peak, there's no one on this panel now who will go, I think Arsenal have got levels to go up. I'll be very surprised if anyone says that. Fair dues.
They do have levels to go up. They do have levels to go up, though. That statement is a bit mad when most of their team is young. Martinelli and Saka.
This season, though, I'm talking this season.
But why can't they?
You're going to see mad level increases.
Let's play. And you know how much I hate Arsenal, but let's play devil's advocate. Why can't they go up another level? If they go out and they're trying to sign Mudryk, right? If they get Mudryk, they get another midfielder. That's another level that they can go up to. So
I hear the signings is obviously like
depth is our biggest problem, and we're in a month now where we can kind of not sort it out fully, but we can definitely help in terms of look at Arteta against Newcastle. He kind of sent a message saying, I don't have what I want on the bench to bring on it and get a goal, so I'm going to stick with what I've got. Maybe that was a message to them to get the Mudryk deal done. But I also know what Lewis is saying in terms of have we got another level to step up this season? Well, that would be the mentality side. Once the going gets tough, can we show we've got a different mentality to what we've had in the past? Even last season in the top 4 battle, 3-4 years ago with other teams in a completely different squad. but we can only show it once we're in it. So at the moment we're in it, let's see if we can show it. That's my thing.
I just for me, like with Man City, I do actually agree with Saeed. I still think they're going to win the league, but I just feel like this isn't like the fear factor from City is. Let's say if the fear factor for Man City was 100%, 2 or 3 years ago, or even last season, the fear factor this season for Man City, for me, in my opinion, is 80%. I think something ain't there. And then when I'm looking at games like today, this is a Chelsea side that have been really, really poor. This is a Chelsea side that got dominated by Nottingham Forest, dominated by Newcastle, dominated by Arsenal, and Man City went there and looked second best for a good 45, 50 minutes of that game, which was crazy, to say. So that's why in my head I'm thinking, what's that? Sorry,
we still won, innit? This is what I'm saying.
Yeah. You did win, but I'm just saying that like something's definitely up there. I do think there's a chink. There's definitely a chink in the armor. That's all I'm saying.
My point is then, if Arsenal go to Chelsea, and play as badly as maybe City do Arsenal get the win?
But the thing is with Arsenal
won
there the last like 2-3 seasons.
No. I'm saying but you're saying that City didn't play well, innit? I'm saying if Arsenal went there and didn't play well, or do they still have the mentality, despite playing badly, to get the win? They didn't against Newcastle.
They won there 2 seasons ago. They won 1-0.
I'm talking about this season, bro, in a title race.
Yeah, but even the point, and it's not even just your team, even your manager. I love Pep, and I'm not even trying to sort of come for Pep, but like we talk about overthinking. Today, your setup was a mess, was a complete mess. I saw Cancelo playing right wing, made no sense. I saw Bernardo Silva playing as like the deepest midfielder, Rodri playing in this centre back role, but wasn't actually in line with his defensive line. I saw Phil Foden playing left wing, not even getting a touch of the ball. And then I'm looking at your last 3 matches. I saw you against Everton, or I saw you in doses against Everton. You weren't good. I saw you against Brentford. You weren't good. Obviously, we know that Man City are going to up the levels, but you can't pretend as if this talk about there being a little misstep from Man City is out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel the same City, but like I said, City will get better. But listen, man, I don't know, man. I just think the midfield as well, the balance, Kevin De Bruyne, the back four. There's a lot of issues in there. Like I said, with Pep Guardiola, he has to find the solutions. Who does he go with up front? You know, Phil Foden's been talking about he wants to play, and that today missing, man. Where was Phil Foden today? You know, he's been talking about.
He didn't really get the service. He didn't get the ball.
One thing I would say, just to respond one final time is, for me, I hear what you're saying about with like the system and that was screwed up today. But do you not see the strength that the club shows when they still managed to get the win? Despite everything that you've met, and that's the point that I'm trying to make, bro, is that despite how bad we might have been today in terms of the first half especially, we still came away from Stamford Bridge with a win in a game that we had to win and get the 3 points. And that's the point I'm trying to make. I think it's the point I'm trying to make is I think the experience will see City through. But
I hear that, and the fact that you got 160 million just chilling on the bench, that helps too. So, yeah.
I mean, Arsenal spent their fair share. They've outspent us in the last 3 seasons.
No, I'm just saying, like that's why I think Man City are going to win it, because you got the best manager and you got the best squad. So when you're able to throw 160 million off the bench,
Lewis, don't ignore him, man. He's malnourished. He ain't getting no transfers, man.
I'm just saying. I have no reason to hit on Man City. I want Man City to win this league. Lewis, I want your team to win the league, bro.
Nah, there was a chat earlier on about John Stones and like John Stones has been an absolute revelation, man. Last 12 months, his performances have been next level. Like, do you remember he was a butt of jokes a few seasons ago? You know, everyone used to say, "Oh, he looks good" and this and that. But John Stones is probably, I mean, I don't know what Lewis thinks, but I think he's one of the best centre backs around. That's how much I rate him now. I'm not even talking Premier League. I'm talking Europe, people.
I've said it for a long time.
That's how much I rate him.
I think it's sick. You know, when he was coming through, all the Barcelona boys were raving about him, man, saying how good he was. And this is another problem we've had in recent weeks. Take the games against Fulham, Brentford, Everton, yeah? Look at our defence, man. Ake and Akanji, and then John Stones on the right-hand side. Ake and Akanji, they don't have the techers to be able to play that ball into the midfield. They can't carry the ball out. That's not them. When you have John Stones in the middle, which he played central tonight, look at how good he was, man. There's no surprise to me that everyone tonight is raving about John Stones and they've not been raving about him in the recent weeks? Why?
No,
He's back in the middle.
No, I have. Rate
You
me.
know,
Rate me.
it's
Can you rate me,
about
please, Lewis?
End of last season when Steve put him in the year or something.
You know when you say that though,
Steve
I was
has to be
watching.
fair.
I was
Steve's
watching.
been raving
Yeah,
about
Steve
him.
has been for a while.
I was watching his interview after, and the Jeff Reeves asked him, "Is this the best you've been playing?" But he's saying, "I've been playing like this for the last 2 or 3 years." So I think maybe there's not enough respect for John Stones.
Yeah,
That's what he feels like. He's not respected enough in the game.
That's right. And
So
you seen it in the World Cup, Saeed, bro. I've seen so many
there you
England fans chatting about, oh, John Stones shouldn't have been the starting 11. I'm
He was
like, are you
quality.
mad?
He was quality.
Do you watch football or what? Like, come on. The way the guy brings the ball out,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? There's very few players that do that. He's got the pass as well. And when you've got him and Laporte, you know what I mean? He's been injured. Kyle Walker's been injured, you know, after season. We signed this Gomez man who ain't it. You know what I mean? We've been playing Ake, who can't carry the ball out at left back. Yeah,
Rico
yeah,
Lewis.
we do.
Rico Lewis. top
Yeah,
player.
Rico Lewis is deep. I'm trying to keep him on the low. You know, too many people gash young players up way too soon, and it ruins their careers, man. So
I think
he's going to be best right back in the world, yeah. But let's just chill for now. No,
Right.
he's decent. He's decent.
You started that.
For now.
You know what I mean, bro?
Stones was really good tonight. And to be fair, I'll even hold my hands up because I think his evolution over the last 2-3 years, I didn't see it coming because I've never really been a fan of John Stones since he signed for Man City. But props to him. I think he's solid, man, and he's really good on the ball. So to be fair, he's always been good on the ball. But I think defensively now, like he's actually quite sound. He doesn't really make any mistakes, and he actually comes up clutch for Man City. So fair play, hands held.
Let's look at some of the super chats that have come in on Chelsea City because we still got a couple more results to get through. Where are we? Kieran says City are not at their best. United will pam them next game. And P.S. Saeed, I beg you stop sliding in my sister's DMs.
What?
She's married, bro.
Bro, relax, man. What is this allegations, brother? Chill out.
Mate, listen, we've seen your behavior. Bro.
I've seen his behavior too.
That's allegations.
Brother, relax.
Listen,
brother.
you need to be careful on Instagram, man.
That's what I'm saying. I've got a lot of defamation of character on this. You know what I mean? I'm
guy,
piling up my evidence, you know.
You're a risky guy on the old IG, man.
What is this?
City play United and Spurs next. Arsenal also play United and Spurs right after the Cups. United Spurs, top 4. City Arsenal for the league. That's a prediction there. Harry Maguire has more chance of winning the Ballon d'Or than Chelsea creating chances for their strikers. Sultan says, Matisse, bro, I feel sorry for you. You can't even see your team when you check the table. If you need an iPad,
I don't check the table, so
I got you, bro.
I don't check it.
Cool guy. I think Cool Guy's a City fan. Big up the panel. To be honest, average performance today. Not happy with the way we played. Kept changing the formation instead of playing the usual game. Good subs made. John was really good today, and KDB had a stinker again.
Agreed.
That's my fantasy team, but costing hell of a lot of money for no reason. I might even have to take him out. HW says this City team is crazy ordinary. I can't lie. They were good for 15-20 minutes today. Slow football with excessive crossing. This City team is average.
And still won.
Nah, yeah, exactly. It's not average, man.
What the hell?
It's about the results, man. It's about the
Average.
results.
That's crazy.
Dallas who says, what's a Chelsea guy doing here? Is this a top 10 show? Not quite, not quite. There's a Tottenham one. Gareth in the building. Chelsea, I like a pick and mix full of those jelly beans that are all shit flavors. I think Matisse would agree. Mooley says, LB Rico Lewis is clear of Walker technically. I prefer him inverted. The pace of Walker is the only thing he has about him. I'd rather see Rico, to be honest. Still early days for that, Lewis?
Early days, and what you saying? What's he saying? Walker, man. Walker's been one of the best right backs in the last 5 years, bro. You know what I mean? You can't write him off yet, innit?
No.
Darwin, son of Grizz Teta, sub off the sub, only potable. London Cowboys in the mud. Matisse, you need to start twerking in the roundabout. It's peak, mate. You man said you need to start twerking. Apparently, a boomerang had to come off because his hairline was melting.
Bro, Aubameyang, by the way, he's washed, man. Oh my god.
No, badly. Like I'm a lot of people are saying, "Yo, you got that one wrong, 100%." Because I did tell Matisse, be excited. He's going to score a lot of goals for you. So Matisse, I'm sorry, man.
You set me up, man.
Yeah, I set you up. I set you up real nice, man.
I play with 10 men.
But I didn't tell you about your other 10 signings going to be crap.
Club is too big for Potter, says TJ, and Brighton will finish above Chelsea. Tiang, Haaland has good movement when he is at the right place facing goal. He scores but at the wrong side, he just shoots anyhow, doesn't even look around him. Abby says, my super chat was missed in the last show. The message was and is to Gooners, move in silence. John Stones is the best English defender right now and has been for a couple of years, says Ziggy, someone we just mentioned there. Everyone forgets Arteta was part of the team that made the City winning culture too. That's from generic user. Musbar says, Matisse, this season is a write-off. I hope GP, Graham Potter, gives more game time to the young lads that came on tonight. We need to be patient and trust their vision for the club. I don't know if Chelsea fans have that in them, I'll be honest. This City team is also 1 year older. No 2 seasons are the same. Man U once were dominant, now they are not. The past doesn't always determine the future. Reggie, City being the lion hunts the wildebeest, but sometimes the wildebeest gores the lion. Couple more here. Pep headhunted Arteta when he was still a player and often asked for advice. City's peak phase was with Arteta. Pep knows what he's going up against. Peak and Valley. City are scoring 50% less goals per game compared to last season. Just save that one there. Yeah, that is a super chat. Nothing more to it.
Is that true?
I don't know, because they got the most goals this season out of all the teams. So I think, maybe by their own standards.
40 goals of 17 games or something like that. Zenith says, you say Arsenal's lead could come down to 2 points, but is anyone going to say to this guy that lead could go up to 8? Man United ain't easy. Well, Saeed's going to talk about Man United real soon. Louis has everything to be confident. Pep's catch-up king squad. Lewis has everything to be confident. Pep's catch-up king squad and Haaland are way more experienced. We strive on momentum, which is a double-edged sword. Come on, you Gunners, an Arsenal fan. And one more here. Nicholas says, does the panel think United beats City at Old Trafford next week? Grizz looking like a polar bear. Well, we're going to talk about that game next week. Obviously, we are back here next Tuesday and next Thursday. And Big Six Extra will be next Wednesday. So make sure you're tuning into them shows, people. And we are going to move on to Man United slowly but surely, because I think that's the last one. Actually, there is one more from JC. People don't understand how deep this title race is. A piece of City live inside Arsenal. Teta, Zinni, Jesus on some Potter versus Voldemort shit. All right, cool. Chelsea City done. City Chelsea FA Cup.
Let's move on. We don't do FA Cup predictions, man. Come on,
Saeed. I think
respect the FA Cup.
United have probably been hard done by recently in terms of looking at your form, looking at how you're kind of moving in silence, as they say. 3 wins on the back, 4 wins on the bounce, 3 off the back of the World Cup, 3 clean sheets. Rashford in some form. Talk to us, Saeed, man.
I'm gonna carry on if you want. You know what I mean? That feels nice.
Carry on. I'm gonna say Martial's a bum because I bought that guy into my fantasy team. Yeah,
yo, man, don't rely on Martial, man. He's a 50-minute player now, man. You know what I mean? He's just
but he's saying you can carry on like there's more stats. That's it. You haven't won anything more than that.
Man. You can only give us so much, man. You know what I mean? He's still half injured. But listen, man, life's good, man. I can't lie to you, man. You know what I mean? You know what I've been through on this Big Six for the last 2.5 years. You know, it's been a journey, but we found some way under Ten Hag. And listen, people can say it's only Bournemouth, it's only Wolves. I don't care. I literally don't care, because Man City drew to Everton at home. And like I said, you know, every 3 point is a big 3 points in this so-called top 4 race. So, you know, I just feel like what Ten Hag has done at Man United, and yes, it's only so soon in the season, is really remarkable in terms of rejuvenating careers. Rashford, you know, Dalot, you know, Luke Shaw, a left back, amazing. You know, David De Gea, you know, people don't want to talk about it, but, you know, if you're looking at what he's doing right now, for the second goal, he would kick that out, but he's been told by the manager, keep on the floor, let's keep it moving, and let's get progressing the ball. The 2 goals, if you actually watch the football, people talk about it's boring football. It's 2 quality goals, especially the second one. We play out from the back. We move into the midfield transition. It's quick. It's fast. It's 1-2 combinations. Ten Hag's cooking, man. I'm enjoying the football. I'm actually, you know, love going Old Trafford now. Love seeing United. You know, Wolves was a different type of win. It was resilient. It was defensive wise as well. You know, we're hard to beat now. There's a strongness about us now, and I feel like it's just life's good right now, and I can't complain. and we keep rolling on. Ten Hag's, I think, got like a 72% win ratio. You know what I mean, for Man United, which is phenomenal. I just look at them 2 games, and I just look at them 2 games at the start of the season where he was experimenting, man. And I look at where we could be right now. So it's mad, man. And I think for me, you know, a lot of people, I don't know if people want to talk about Ten Hag or what he's done, but, you know, Casemiro solid again. Rashford keeps scoring. You know, it's really good at Old Trafford, man. And I'm enjoying it. And like right now, I said to you, I'm experimenting. You know, I don't want to speak too soon, but once the derby comes in, you know, that's where I might get excited, because I think we're going to beat Man City, and I'm really, really confident about it. I look at the way Man City are playing, look at where we're playing.
Bro, this was exactly the same thing that happened in the first game, bro. Do you remember who you beat in that last game? You beat Sheriff.
No.
That's what you done.
I feel like that was hard done by. We didn't play for about 4 weeks. I'm not
said you beat Sheriff.
We didn't play for about 4 weeks. We went straight into a derby. Casemiro weren't playing, and you see Casemiro now, mate.
It made you worse, lad, when he come on. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, not really, man. The game was done. The game was done at 4-0. It was over.
I'm telling you, this is what happened last time.
Listen, well, it ain't gonna happen this time. How about that? Yeah.
Oh, why'd you say
hearing
that?
it now, right now?
I'm not on here every week. You are.
We're winning
you know what I'm saying?
I'm confident and I'm happy as a Larry. And I'm telling you now, Skullfrog, do what you want, mate, because we're winning that game. I don't care anymore, you know. I actually don't care.
My goodness.
Derby,
you know what I love about Saeed? It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much for him to get back into his shameless mode. Imagine if you picked up a trophy. Imagine what would happen.
It's not shameless. It's, I told you, you get to a point in life, yeah, where you just
how is it shameless? Or is it
like there's nothing you
always take it too far. Like you can't just talk about the.
No, but it's a derby though. I think we're at home. No, hold on a minute. City not playing well. We're at home. We're playing with.
I actually think you can win. I do think you can win. I agree with you.
I just feel like right now, I believe in my team. Everyone's playing well. There's not one person in that team right now that's not playing well. Nobody think, not sure. As a collective unit,
Martial.
Anthony,
what is giving us
Anthony,
Anthony, but I do think it's getting over the kind of agenda on Anthony. It's getting too much. Once
there's no agenda. There's no agenda. We're watching him and he smells. What do you mean?
So you want
watch Darwin Núñez. You criticize him.
You want Núñez the general window.
Okay, chill out, mate. One moment on Anthony, you know what I mean? You're going on a mad one. Relax.
Bro, because the guy stinks and he cost 100 million.
He didn't play, by the way. He didn't play, so we can't really talk
I didn't say he played, but you said that you're in a groove right now and everyone's playing well.
Let's say majority. Let's say the majority. 10 or 9 out of the 11 are playing superb. So at this minute, the 1 or 2 that are not playing well, it's not as kind of alarming because the team cohesion at the minute, it's fair. You know what I mean? So now I'm really, really confident in my team. Like I said, Ten Hag's job at United, the way he's reset the culture and he's brought in this mentality. Like he could have easily told Rashford you're playing. He could have easily done certain situations where now, you know, we're very, very confident. We've got an identity. I look at Tottenham. I don't see an identity in the way they play. I look at Chelsea, no identity. The way Ten Hag plays, you can actually see what he's trying to implement. And nobody can say there isn't. You'd have to have the massive agenda to see that, you know what, Ten Hag's got them playing in a specific way and you can see what they're trying to do. You can see what he's trying to morph into. So
yeah, no, I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I think even when you lost to City, you know, some of the goals you scored from back to front were really impressive. And I think when you're able to play that same defense that we were all cussing, and it's able to keep a clean sheet no matter what the opposition, because those players were devoid of all confidence. They looked like they couldn't even play in a couple of leagues below. To keep the clean sheet, what he's done with that defense is very impressive. I agree. I think the forwards. You're very reliant on Rashford. I think when he comes on, everybody can very clearly see this guy is the only confident, clear attacker. But I have no doubts that he's going to get somewhere with Anthony, and we'll see what happens with Sancho as well. But you have to admire the fact that he's come in there and he has not had a second to waste in terms of being cut through. This guy has made it very clear with Ronaldo, and then even the little slightest slip up with Rashford, he's onto it.
Did you see the actual? There was a stat that was brought out, or not even a stat. The way we play with and without Ronaldo, it's mad.
It's mad. It's mad. I've been screaming about it for God knows how long, bro. But it's insane.
Madness. Ronaldo.
How's Bruno playing? I didn't watch you.
Bruno for me now, he's not getting the stats, but he's very effective now. And this is the Bruno that I wanted. You know what I mean? I wanted a Bruno who doesn't carelessly give the ball away. And I think even he said it in a press conference, he goes, I might not be getting the assist and whatnot, but I'm playing better. And I think he understands that now. Under Ten Hag, it's one touch, 1-2 football. You can't keep the ball or hog the ball. Even Rashford becoming efficient now, So I feel like that Bruno now, everybody's more happy as a United fan. We could get the assist, but then by the time he's got the second assist, he's doing careless stuff and he's giving the ball away, and then we kind of we get lost in emotion. So for me, I think it's a better Bruno. It's a more efficient Bruno. So. And by the way, Steve, man, it's 12:20, man. You need to go to bed, man. It's been a long day for you, man, Steve. What are you doing in the chat? Like, seriously, man. It's 12:20, and you're really rattled by what I'm saying about United. What's going on, mate?
Annoyingly, United.
Get some
United
sleep,
have
man.
been really good, man. I'll as a unit, and I don't mean like they're playing the best football and stuff, but they're becoming a consistent side under Ten Hag, which is worrying to see because I didn't really take them seriously in this top 4 race, and now it's looking like I'm gonna have to take them seriously in this top 4 race. I don't think we're gonna get it, and I genuinely think that they've got a chance of getting it now, which is painful to say. And I actually agree with everything Saeed has said about Ten Hag. I think he's done a fantastic job at Man United. He's made a couple mistakes here or there, as you do. Some with the signing, some with player selections, but on the whole, I think when you look at Man United's biggest problem in recent years, it's the lack of defensive stability, and I think he's added that at least. And you can only see Man United getting better if they give him the ample resources he needs to bolster the team.
Mm-hmm.
But
we need a striker, man. We desperately need a striker. And listen, I've been calling for João Felix. Yes, he's not the traditional number 9. But the way we move into the box, the overloads and whatnot, players are picking up different positions. That's why I think João Felix would work. But like I said,
you ain't got the cash, man. You ain't got the cash.
You ain't got the cash, exactly. So it's
do you think that could cost? Do you think that could cost you top 4, not getting what you need to get in this window?
Definitely.
Just because the rest are bad, it could.
Definitely.
But then again, I look at Tottenham. I look at Chelsea, not in it. Liverpool. I look. It's a mad season. Like Grizz said,
we're only 2 points behind you, though. Despite we've not been good. We've not been good for like 2 months now.
Yeah. But again, you know what I mean? It's all one click of a button and it's madness at Tottenham, man. You know what I mean? But I think right now we're rolling on. Manchester Derby is a massive game. And I think we'll be up for it. I think the crowd will be up for it. Ten Hag tactically as well is as sound as anyone in the Premier League. I really, really do. In terms of tactically, the way he studies the game, the way in-game management, like the way he's deployed Fred when it comes on, he makes an impact. It's phenomenal, man. So I got to give it to Ten Hag and United right now. We're third, joint with Newcastle. Happy days. Can't complain.
They're doing well, man. I think Ten Hag smashed it. I think he's done really well, and he's had it difficult. You know what I mean? Walked in that club, the Ronaldo situation. He could have properly messed that one up, in it. Let's be honest. He could have made a stinker out of that whole Ronaldo situation. And I think he handled it pretty much spot on. You know what I mean? So he's doing well. I think United got to keep the feet on the ground. You know what I mean? And I think they could get. I think for me, I do think they're going to get top 4 because I look at Tottenham and I'm just like, what is going on, man? Like Tottenham should be secure top 4, and because they're not, I seriously worried about them. So I think United are going to get it, man. But you got to keep your feet on the ground.
No, United, that's definitely doing well, 100%. Ten Hag's done well in his first 6 months. But obviously, recent results are against teams that they should be beating. Let's be honest. The next two games for United will say a lot for this season. Not necessarily past this season. It's early days in Ten Hag's Man United reign. But this season, the next 2 games, what is it? City then Arsenal, right?
City then Arsenal.
It's gonna say a lot. You win those 2 games, you're in the same conversation, or you're along the same questioning as I've been over the last few weeks. Are you in a title?
I just think the top 4 race. I just think I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion on the top 4 race, but it's gonna go right down to the wire. And personally, I don't think, even with my shout on Liverpool, I still don't think there's there's a clear runaway. If you're going off performances from the start of the season till now, I don't think there's a clear runaway personally. I think Newcastle have probably been the most consistent, but you imagine that the likes of Man United have a better squad. We have a better squad. Liverpool have a better squad, but I just think it's there. There's like 4 or 5 teams vying for 2 spots, right? So nothing is set in stone. That's all I'm trying to say.
Considering the time, let's look at the super chats because we have got a few on Man United. Dan says Ten Hag's biggest win percentage out of any current Premier League manager in his first 17 games by some way. Exciting times, but listen, the next 2 games could be humblers. We move. Yeah, the next 2 are massive. People say it's Bournemouth, Wolves, and Forest, but what was United's problem last season? Remember Everton, Sheffield, and Brighton. Saeed there agreeing. Gareth says beat City, Saeed, and you might be in for a title challenge. Dan again, Casemiro and Varane haven't conceded when playing together. Haven't conceded at Old Trafford since Arsenal. Not the same derby as last season. It's a different mood. Well, we can feel it here.
Eh? Life's different.
We can feel it. Ryan says United look strong. Saeed and Ten Hag are cooking. United will beat City 2-1 on Saturday, in my opinion, and hopefully Arsenal turn over Spurs, as 3 points at the Scum is a must. Well, obviously, it's next week after the FA Cup action, but yeah, I get you, Ryan. Hope you're good. HW says, not a United fan, but after the first 2 games where Ten Hag didn't complete his signings, United have only got 3 points less than Arsenal. Crazy job so far. United fans gassed because Casemiro is having worldies against relegation fodder. Have some shame. Where are we? Book says, Lewis, don't bother arguing with Toby about winning the league. He doesn't know what it's like and thinks you have to look good in every game.
I don't even know what that means, but thanks for the super chat.
And Ryan also adds, guys, just a thought, and it kills me to say it, but United, if they beat City and Arsenal, are they in a title race? As United are so about their business. That's why that's why I don't talk about title races yet, because if 2 games can change the picture of a race, then we're not really in that last kind of final third of the season where you can see who's there and who's really going for it. So you're not wrong. A couple wins for United over the next.
I think the top 3 are in a title race. Us bottom 3 ain't in a title race. I think that's fair to say. Let's just keep it straight.
And Newcastle are there as well.
Newcastle.
So them.
Yeah, I know, but use 3 are the heritage clubs, man.
Substitution, Newcastle coming into the Big 6. Coming soon. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Abdullah says, I agree with Tobes. If City play the way they did today, Arsenal will smash them home and away this season. Right.
I didn't say that, by the way.
Yeah, he didn't say that, to be fair.
Yeah. Bro, this one means
words in his mouth, but yeah.
Mate.
We got a couple on. Wait, here
Pay
we
to
are.
lie. Why are you paying to lie?
Adrian just coming on. United were bottom of the league after 3 games, got battered. People were saying there's no identity, so recruitment is important. Balanced things change. Same thing. Think Matisse is right. DM right back needed over a striker. We need some more punctuation in that sentence, my guy, because it was just all a mad thing to read. But love for the super. And we've got a couple. We've got a couple on Tottenham, and we're going to move on to Tottenham next. Tobes better keep it reserved. They're not back. It's just a glitch in the matrix, says Jerome.
Whatever, man. Honestly.
Abby says, this Spurs fan talks about fluidity, but his team only plays pass or cross to Kane all 90 minutes. Let the big boys talk. Well.
Who's the big boys?
Arsenal and City.
Okay.
You want to argue that so bad? Go on, it's your turn anyway.
No, I'm not saying anything, bro. I don't really have much to say on the result, man. Good day out. Nice to see us score 4 goals. Unexpected win, but they're the best type of wins for me. Harry Kane, sharpshooter. It's about time he came to the party. Son broke his duck, but I think he played really badly again, which is nuts. But yeah, no, like, good result, man. Good result. I thought Crystal Palace were really, really poor in the second half. And I was happy to see Brian Hill actually impose himself in the football game. He looked good, man. The talent is there, but the problem with him is he's just too flimsy. He's way too lightweight, but he's got quality. And yeah, I was happy to see Pape Matissa, and yeah, that's it. Clean sheet. Yeah, I'm happy. Thanks. Thank you.
After that first half, I don't know how the match ended 4-0 to you, lot.
Crystal Palace, man. What
the flip? The first half, probably like from minute 25 onwards, they were on us.
Yep.
Yeah. Aye, you should have squared it, man. Aye, should have squared it. Elise was right there tapping.
The amount Vieira gets bigged up, right, and all of these players, Eze and Olise and Zaha, I think they should be doing much better, man. Overall, man. Crystal Palace ain't, you know what I mean, done much. But Spurs. I just want to speak about Harry Kane, man. But this guy can finish, man. That's like two of the most intelligent. No, the first one's so intelligent. It looks basic. It looks so basic. Cross, far post, bang. Watch his movement. The way he just pins that far post, the fullback on the far post. He stays away from the centre backs, and you know it's all over. As long as the ball's in the air, you know it's all over. And the second, they're the ones that you try to catch once in training. You try to catch them clean strikes once in training. This guy.
He doesn't look, one of the strikes, this is classic Harry Kane, where he doesn't look at where the keeper is. He knows this guy is just a driller. He just knows it's going in.
Yeah.
Bro, that's different level, man. And then Son just shamelessly trying to celebrate that deflected goal. Man. I mean, come on, mate. Son.
Listen, you gotta get how you live. Don't talk about you talking about shameless is funny.
But come on, mate.
Let's keep your mouth shut when it comes to shamelessness.
I think
you gotta get how you live,
on the whole.
Listen, it was a deflected shot, man. What's his taking?
Well, he missed a 1v1 as well before that. But if we're talking about what flank needs praise, I'd say Brian Gill, because Brian Gill, and he doesn't get many minutes to clock up, so he has any excuse to say that he's a bit rusty. But the assist that he played for Kane, that pass was that's Kulusevski, really. That's the type of ball it is. It's such a good pass. So if Conte keeps persisting with him, then he's done something right. Do you know what I mean? Because at least you've got something different on that side. I still think Doherty. Listen, I know he got his goal. Fuck me, fam. The way that he slashed that other shot, though, just for no composure, for no reason. I don't get it. Like, I really don't understand what he sees in these guys. Like, they're so annoying to watch. I'm just watching him, and you've got the opportunity. There's like 3 guys in the box, and he just slacks it.
See what we're working with. You see what we're working with.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
How do you take that performance?
Palace,
how do you take that
performance defensively, man?
Yeah. How did I what? Sorry.
How do you take that win there? Do you kind of look like you're just looking at it as a relief kind of free performance? Because Crystal Palace were that poor. I don't know. What do you take from it?
Yeah, it was just a good day out, man. A good day out, and I think it was off the back of a really poor run. I think there had to be a reaction, right? I didn't think there was going to be a reaction, but they had to be a reaction, because prior to that, we were 1 win in our last 5, right? 2 losses in our last 3. So something had to. 2 losses in our last 4. Something had to give, man. So yeah, especially when we come back from the World Cup. As I said, we were the only team in the top 8 to not win a game in our first 2 matches. So something had to give. But I'm not gonna cling on to that result too much. Like, I'm not gonna start pretending that Brian Hill is messy now. I know he needs to bulk up. The club need to put a plan in place to either loan him and get him ample minutes, or play him and put him on a vigorous strength and conditioning course.
Get him in the gym with you, man. I see you lifting 50.
Yeah, man.
Get in the gym with you, man.
Yeah, he needs to come to the gym with me, honestly. He needs to come to the gym with me, eat some pounded yam. But we still got a tough run coming up, and I'm still not really filled with that win. As good as it was, it hasn't really filled me with any optimism with the games that we have to come. So
can I ask you a question, bro? I don't know if you spoke about this on the stream before, so if you have, like, my bad in it. But you know, like Son, what? Like, on a real, I genuinely don't know what's going on with this guy, man. Because, like, last year, he is like 23 goals last year. He don't take pens either. Like, all I'm hearing now is this guy, it, like, on a real, like, you know, football facts. Like, what is going on with Son, man? Because he seems to have just dropped off completely. He was world class for years, and now people like saying he ain't that.
Genuinely, I don't know, man.
Is it that bad? Because that's worse, isn't it? When you don't know, I think that's worse.
Honestly, honest to God, I don't know, bro. Like, he's always been like a confidence player. Like, he's someone who, when he catches heat, he then goes from strength to strength. But like, he always has spells in the season where he's poor. But like, this one has just been going on for so long, so long. Like, even the goals are missing. His overall game has never been the greatest, but just everything is going wrong. So genuinely, I don't know. I don't know what's changed. I don't know what's happened. I don't know.
That's mad, man. Because people will say that's worse when you don't know, innit? When you don't know what's going on, then you can't fix it if you don't know what it is.
I don't know.
And he's surely critical to you guys getting top 4. You know, he's absolutely class. Him hit that link up between him and Kane. I mean, that's is it iconic? I mean, some will say it's iconic. I'm sure Spurs fans will say it's iconic. You know what I'm saying? And if one of it ain't working, it's going to be difficult, man. But you played City in a couple of weeks, bro, and you always stuff us, lad. So head up, you know what I mean? So bright sides.
I don't think that's going to happen this season. But yeah,
I hope not.
Let's see.
At points over the last few games, I thought these players have had enough of Conte. But then you go pull out a 4-0 away from home. First half aside, does that result and performance put that to bed? That it's not about what the players think of Conte and his tactics, more so the recruitment that you talk about and the ownership.
I think it's a mix of everything. I've never thought that the players have lost belief in Conte. I just think that Conte doesn't help himself because he puts players that can't execute what he wants on the football pitch properly, and he don't change his tactic. What we were saying about Jurgen Klopp, Conte don't change. He can see us stinking out the joint for 4 games straight, and he won't change. He won't change. He won't change the formation. He won't change our attitude to the opposition. He won't really set traps for the opposition. Yeah, man. It's a combo of everything, man. It's a combo of everything.
One super chat. Well, there's a couple super chats in, but one's included. I'm not going to read the one that includes where the guest is from, culturally, because at the end of the day, I don't know who's sending in the message. I don't know in what way they mean it. At the end of the day, leave all that out. You don't need to talk about where someone's from. Just talk about them or their opinion. That's it. Bundy says, I agree with Tobes. Spurs are a dead club and Arsenal will forever be a bigger club than them.
What?
The most sense he's spoken. It's true.
Okay. I didn't even say that, but whatever, bro.
Yeah, but that's what he's playing on, what you said earlier, isn't it? All right, cool. What are we in? 1 hour, 56 minutes. It's 12:30 already. Listen, there's not... Arsenal, Newcastle? Any of you lot want to say anything about it?
Fair play to Newcastle, I think.
Yeah.
Fair play. Like someone had to do it, innit? Someone had to do that. Stop them from scoring for the first time this season, isn't it? 0-0 is the first time Arsenal haven't scored in a game. And I think for anybody who's annoyed about refereeing decisions and how Newcastle played, listen, Newcastle have just said we're still humble. We'll happily shithouse our point and keep it going in this top 4 race. Newcastle are not expected to be where they are. They're still, when you look at their team, it's not a lot of world class, fancy players. It's still together. It's very much a unit, and I think they've already proven enough. So far they've slapped us up. They've beaten teams with playing good football. I think it was more than necessary that they go there and stop Arsenal. And the way they man marked Odegaard was ridiculous. Like, this guy didn't get no room. He didn't get no space, and yeah, I don't know where my camera's gone, but there we go.
The media reaction to that game was mad. Like, I was pretty disappointed, man. I've seen loads of people criticising Newcastle. Like Matisse said, Newcastle, Eddie Howe said, we're not in a title race. I ain't go there open myself up to the team that's at the top of the league. I'm a respect where I am. We're not in a title race. We might be in a top 4 race. If I can get a point off the top of the league who've won every single game at the Emirates, then that's a massive dub. So, yeah, it is what it is. That's what...
Different way to play it, man. You had to do that against Arsenal. You had to, defend, because Arsenal are the best team in the league right now in terms of the way they play. So if you go toe-to-toe with them, they'll destroy you. But I do think it was a penalty, though. The second one was a penalty. I'm not going to lie.
The Gabriel one or the handball?
No, the one where he dragged him. The Gabriel.
The Gabriel one, yeah, I thought that was a penalty.
I think, not sure, but the definitely second one. That was a clear penalty, man. Because he's pulled him, like, he's pulled the t-shirt around, man. I'm like, bro.
It's definitely a pen. And Newcastle, man. The thing is, Newcastle, I'm like, they're a stubborn side. And like, I didn't obviously in these games you got to be savvy, like try and break up the game as much as possible and stop Arsenal building up a head of steam. But I really like the World Cup theme where they sort of added on minutes, and I feel like Newcastle they sort of took the piss, and I think the refereed that game poorly, so they should have had more. I think Arsenal should have had way more stoppage time, man. I saw a stat that like
we had 6 minutes. We had 6 minutes against them, and we scored in the 6th minute of injury time. So they got
8 minutes. You had 8 minutes.
Was it 8 minutes? Yeah, that's what they do. But you know what I mean? It is what it is. Isn't it? The referee, it's up to the referee to stop it. And you're right. The World Cup should have set a precedent. Like,
I think they can't do it in the same season. I think if they're going to do that, they have to do it in a new season. I think that's
what
the
43-minute thing true, though.
No, man, there's no law, Matisse, man. There's no law like that.
No, I know there's not law, but I think they're doing it just for the integrity of the league. They want to keep
that's what
the same rules.
Integrity in this league.
But listen, Newcastle's defensive shape was excellent, man. I think the first 20 first 15, 20 minutes they were struggling, right? But they grew from strength to strength in that game. And I honestly, out of possession, the 4-5-1, it worked the treat. Joe Linton and Willock on that left-hand side, Almiron and I can't remember who it was on the right-hand side. I think it was Longstaff, sorry. And yeah, man, defensively, man, they were resolute, man. Botman was good. Even Trippier, you know how much I diss Trippier defensively, but I thought he was really good against Martinelli, which is not easy. 1v1, very not easy at all.
11 goals they've only conceded this season. I think that's the lowest out of anyone. 11
goals,
goals.
man.
Yeah,
it's
they don't play well with Saka and Martinelli. They doubled up on both Saka and Martinelli and nullified our threat. That was it.
Yeah. They're gonna be a handful, man. They're gonna they're not annoyingly, they're similar to what I was saying about the top 4 race. They're not going away, they're going right up until the end, and they've got every much as chance as everyone else of getting top 4, especially if they sign and strengthen in January, man. It's annoying.
And not Europe as well, bro, isn't it? They're not in Europe.
But we don't know what's going on with this Mudryk, man. I don't know. This guy's in Chelsea, he's in here. He's liking posts that he's locked up. They won't let me out. Like, what's going on with this Mudryk? Like, he's moving wild, man.
He's slutting, man. He's slutting big time.
He's getting too much attention.
You know what I mean? It's madness, man. It's going on.
He's getting way too much attention, man.
Their chairman wants Anthony money, and rightly so.
Now, why did Anthony get some shade there? Like, you know what I mean? Like 50 Cent, you know what I mean?
What do you say? Fuck me for? What do you say?
What's this guy? You know, what's this thing? I need to check this guy out, man.
But all jokes aside, though, I think it's like obviously every club is going to put a price on their player's head. It's the value. It's what that player is valued for them, right? But I think it's pretty mad that we're talking about like a 65 million quid move potentially for a guy who's only playing in the Ukrainian league. I think he's made less than, I can't remember how many senior team appearances he's made. Like, he looks good, no doubt. But what? This valuation is mad. I think if Arsenal can't get this guy at 65, 66 million, I think you just got to walk away, you know.
Now, my thing is, if Arteta is saying that's the one I want and there is no plan B, then go pay whatever you need to pay. But if Arteta's saying, if we can't get him, we'll get this guy, then I think you balance out the risk of the fee. But if Arteta wants that, I think Arteta's done enough now in terms of transfers and where he's taken us.
But who would be a backup option?
Right, to say, if I want him, get him. Because at the end of the day, every team overpays for players here and there. Every single team. Man.
Yeah, I'm not even saying you can't overpay, but what I'm saying is, at what point does it become ludicrous, right? Because they're saying that they want around like 88 million for this guy. That's insane money.
Yeah, I know.
I think for me, 62 million is overpaying for Mudryk.
Yeah.
But that's calm. You can pay that. 88 million? That's crazy money, bro.
Yeah, the problem that they've got is, bro, they're in a title race. And what they don't want to do, they don't want to go, yeah, that's too much, we're going to walk away. And at the end of the season, go, you know what? Had we spent that extra 20, 30 million, we might have actually done it. And that's the predicament that they're in now. Like, they're in a difficult
situation. Zinchenko down that side, you could have some serious
I'm just saying, it's 100%. It's way too much. 100% is way too much. But he's serious, and I'm going to put it on record. I think he's better than Gakpo. I would have preferred my club went for Mudryk than Gakpo. That's how much I rate this Mudryk guy.
Fair.
Well, you know what? I haven't believed the Chelsea rumours yet, but then seeing Sterling and Pulisic both come off today, we'll find out in the next 48 hours if they are serious.
That's a good point, you know. It's a good point.
That adds to it as well, depending on how severe their problems are. Few super chats have come in. Philippe in the building. Big up Turkish for having me on Box to Box. Legend. I'm slowly becoming more confident we'll get top 4. Crazy times ahead. Big up, lads. Philippe, it was my pleasure, my bro. Obviously a Newcastle fan. It is what it is, man. Just make sure you pull out them performances against the rest of them as well. Dread says Arsenal's league, right? I don't know who you're asking, but yeah, believe. Grand says Nunes is just a waste. Newcastle had a style of play and they did well. Remember, they went away. Yeah.
Why did Nunes just catch a straight in a Newcastle?
Because Nunes can always catch a straight, Grizz.
What happens? Usman says, big up the panel. In his career mode, Matisse bought Mbappe, Vinicius, Gavardio, and 10 other
Todd Bowley. Todd
And
fucking
still-
Matisse is Todd Bowley in real life as well.
I think
wait,
that's a very
wait,
hold on a
wait.
second. Hold on a second.
What?
Why are we bringing fiction into reality? What the fuck's going on here? All right?
How did you sign all these players and not win the league?
Could
with
never
Chelsea?
be.
Well, I lost the title on the last day. Okay, so that's the first thing. That was a nip and tuck. Then Daps came in my Champions League stream and he sprinkled his fucking Man City juju on my Sporting Lisbon encounter and we got knocked out. That's Man City. And then the other competitions, I didn't really take them that seriously because I thought I had the Premier League in the bag. But you're wrong. I didn't finish trophyless. I did pick up a UEFA Super Cup at the beginning of the season. So, yeah.
Hey, the last one here from Ali. Newcastle were ice skating FC. Gabriel penalty, wasting time, and blame United. They inflated the market for shy 85 million. Anthony.
All right, mate.
That is the last super chat that I'm got to read. People 7.2k still here, 12:45 in the UK. Listen, first and foremost, hit the like button, people. I know we've hit 2k. Let's get it to 3k. Show some love to Lewis as well because it's a late night stream straight after the Chelsea City game, and he's made sure he could fill in for us. So big up Lewis over at City Extra. Hey, Lewis, thanks for coming on, my man. Won't be the last time.
Easy, bro. Easy, man.
Big up.
GG's, boys.
Come on, channel link in the description. Show him some love, people. Make sure his subscribers go up. And also Saeed, Grizz, TOBS, MATISSE, THUGGEry, the official channel, this channel. Make sure you're subscribed all around, people. We are back here Tuesday, 9 p.m. Obviously, Arsenal are playing FA Cup Monday night against Oxford. So Tuesday, 9 p.m. here. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Big Six Extra on the official channel. And then Thursday, 9 p.m. we are back here again for the Game Week 20 preview, which is a massive preview because there's a couple Big Six fixtures in there. So make sure you guys are here. Make sure you guys are still supporting the thing as always. Love for the love as always. Hit the like button, people. And yeah, we're going to call it a night here. Love for the love. We're out. Peace.